Coming to you live and electrified. This is live from the Double R. My name is Kevin. My name is Jordan. My name is Noah. And my name is Casey.
Guys, the Booth Boys are back.
Booth Boys.
All four Booth Boys.
back in town.
Oh,
We've never even recorded with
You
each
owe me
other.
a
and that
LaCroix.
happens sort of- ooh.
This is the first time for all four of us.
First time all four Booth Boys. I wish I had coined
Boys.
the phrase Booth Boys earlier than our last episode, in which this is.
Yes.
Yes.
Booth House
It's our last
Boys.
episode.
Booth House Boys? That works.
Booth House Boys.
Yeah. Guys, we have a lot to talk about.
Oh my
Episodes
God, do we have
17 and 18 have aired, and we're going to go over all of it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Twin Peaks?
This isn't a How I Met Your Mother podcast.
Ask me after the episode is done, and I'll tell you if we have talked about Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Do you think we will?
It's hard to say at this point.
Noah, would you please do the honors of starting us out with episode 17?
Yeah, I'd like to. I just want to remind some people that we got a lot of mail in the percolator.
Yes.
We'll get to that at the end of the show.
Oh, true. Yeah, we're going to talk about episode 17.
Hey,
we're going to talk
well-
about episode 18.
Yep.
Then we're going to kind of give our final thoughts about the episodes and how the whole thing wrapped up. And then we're going to do a little bit of awards.
Some segments.
Some segments, some best worsts. And I don't know, there might be something stuck in the percolator.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
So we hope you've got your coffee and your pie and your rotisserie chickens.
Much like
because-
we do.
Yes. Buckle up. It's going to be a long ride.
Stick around. We got a lot to get through here.
I've got my edamame sushi.
Again?
Again.
Nice.
Wow, it's
I
turning
realize-
into like a superstition for you now.
You know that makes your breath smell not the greatest when you come home. You come home and I spray Febreze, and I'm like,
You need to stop
it's-
spraying so much.
Well,
of
then
that,
stop
though.
eating
Why do you,
edamame
you
sushi,
spray
like-
Febreze right in his mouth?
Well, not in his mouth, but like when he walks and he breathes, like I just follow him.
Oh, okay.
You should really.
He's just polluting the air.
There's
Yeah.
no fish in edamame sushi.
It
though.
doesn't. I don't know, man. There's a weird thing that comes with it.
All
It's
right.
just-
There's a lot of chemicals
Yeah.
in Febreze. You should really consider
I'm a
organic
Clark's man.
alternative. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Clarksman.
I think that's the oh no, Myers.
Yeah,
the
Myers
lemon
is great.
spray.
Yep.
Yeah, that is quite good. All right, so part 17, we open up with the FBI crew of Tammy, Albert, and Gordon Cole in the Buckhorn Hotel, and Gordon just looks at his gun and says, "I just couldn't do it. Just could not do it."
Growing soft. And then Albert says,
Well, he says, "You've gone soft in your old age," to which Cole replies, "Not where it counts, buddy."
yep.
Another epic Gordon Cole moment there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which is
epic.
also maybe foreshadowing how the show ends.
Yeah.
Definitely does not end very soft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do
See
you
what
think
you
about
did
that?
I don't know. I feel like I was about to say something kind of inappropriate, so
That's all right.
I don't have more to say. Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah,
what
it's a family show.
yeah.
what Gordon Cole delivers here is really a appropriate sort of monologue to set up the next 2 hours of episode.
I would agree.
Yep.
You know
That
what
he's
I'm
almost
saying?
speaking to the viewers.
He's,
at the-
we can put I have got more to say about it at the end when we give our final thoughts, but
Okay.
It goes into a long explanation about before Briggs disappeared. Briggs shared with him and Cooper a discovery of an entity, an extreme negative force in the olden days called Jowday, which they now call Judy.
he kind of took I saw this as he was taking a play from our book. You know,
Mispronouncing things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was kind of like, hey, Booth Boys, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I'll take your Lynch launch and raise you a Judy Jowday.
It's like a shouty, Jowday,
Yeah.
shouty.
Yeah, he was speaking to us.
Very smooth operator like of Gordon Cole.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, that was nice.
He held that from Albert for 25 years. And he mentions Philip Jeffries was onto this and Cooper was onto this, even though Jeffries doesn't really exist anymore, at least in the normal sense. Everyone who's been onto this disappears. And the last thing that Cooper told Cole before he went away. If I disappear like the others, do everything you can to find me. I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay, he was saying that's what Cooper said to him?
Yes.
Yes.
Did we see him say that?
We've never seen him say that to
But-
him.
But we're supposed to think that Cooper said that to Cole before he went.
Probably
missing.
to Twin Peaks in general. Or,
Oh.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I'm
It's a
trying
scene
to
we have
kill
not-
2 birds with 1 stone.
It's a scene we've not seen, or it's a moment that we have
Sure.
not seen before at all.
But it came before he went missing.
Yes.
It was pre.
Black Lodge.
Okay.
We also find out that Ray was a paid informant,
Yeah.
which I kind of maybe thought all along when he was calling Jeffries after he shot
Sure.
Dad Cooper.
Yep.
But yeah, if you remember the beginning of this show, the very first scene, the giant who I guess is now called the
Fireman.
he talks about killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Indeed,
Yeah.
he does.
The opening moments, yes.
Yes.
The very, very opening.
He
A lot of
also-
what he said in those opening moments came back in this 2-hour part of the show.
The beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Full
Isn't that
circle.
something? Full
Yes.
circle.
So they think that the Cooper that they met in prison back in the beginning of the season was looking for coordinates from a certain Major Briggs. This plan, Albert, I couldn't tell you about, and I'm sorry.
Why couldn't he tell him?
He probably was just looking out for Albert because everyone who's been onto this entity
sure.
of Jiao Day, which they called in the olden days.
Now,
day.
are you guys aware? I'm sure you discovered this, but the meaning behind Jiao Day. Have you?
I was looking for you to do your research on this.
Oh.
I'm glad you did.
Yes, Jiao Day is an ancient Chinese is Mandarin for to explain or to make clear.
Interesting.
Which is kind of ironic with this show.
Yes. So again, similar to the to what whatever it was you're saying before, him sort of talking to the viewers. I think he kind of maybe talks to the viewers again here, and he sort of he apologizes to Albert and says, "Sorry, I kept it from you."
That makes an interesting context for when Jeffries brings up, I'm not going to talk about Judy. He's basically saying, I'm not going to make clear.
I'm not
talking
going to
about
explain.
making something clear.
Exactly. And Lynch is and Lynch says and Launch says to us, I'm sorry I haven't explained this all in the past 25 years. But
Here you go.
here you go.
He's concerned that Cooper has not reached out to them quite yet. This is where Headley, Agent Headley, our new guy
He's
from
back.
Las Vegas FBI, he calls Cole and says they found Dougie, only that he's disappeared.
Yeah, he's like, we
Useless.
found him.
And-
He's acting like Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wilson is now dominant after
Yeah.
stopping the Polish accountant.
Yeah. Role reversal.
And here we get Bushnell coming into the room and he reads the message to Cole. And the message is, I'm headed for Sheriff Truman's. It's 2:53 in Las Vegas and that adds up to a 10. So we kind of maybe have our 2:53 explanation. The number of completion.
Yeah, that was interesting. And I loved Cole's when he said, "Oh, I have a message for Cole." When Bushnell says that,
Yeah.
he goes, "Well, read it to me."
And then when Headley's trying to get the phone back from Bushnell just takes...
Doesn't let him show.
Yeah.
I also like that Bushnell introduces himself as Bushnell Mullins from whatever insurance.
Lucky Seven.
Insurance.
Yeah,
Insurance.
I'm his
Like-
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Oh, does Cole say that?
I'm pretty sure he says.
Oh, that's great. Well, they all kind of piece together that Dougie is Cooper, Cooper's Dougie. Tammy mentions that the car was blown out. The Ike the Spike assassin tried to kill him, and then they mention how he tried putting he's in the coma because he put the fork in the wall socket, the outlet. That's when they finally. Oh, Albert says that's even weird for Cooper.
Yeah.
Another little quip from our guy Albert, but finally Cole, I think, pieces it together. Dougie is Cooper? So we transition after they discover that Cooper is Dougie and that he's on his way to Twin Peaks. This is where it gets really fast. It shows Chad finally relieved that the drunk is asleep. Finally, he's finally passed out. Maybe one of the worst.
How long has he been in there?
I don't know, because the whole time of this show has been off.
Let's be honest. It's been about 5 minutes that he's probably been in there.
But okay, maybe it was the same day that James and Freddie got put down in there.
Or
Put
day
down in
after.
there?
Got put down there.
Put down in there.
I thought have like nights passed.
I don't think you can hold someone
How many
in a
moons?
jail for longer
Oh,
than 24
okay,
to
sure.
48 hours.
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah,
This
'cause
was
is-
so.
Unless they're a bleeding asshole.
That's a good point.
The drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how all he was concerned about was that dude passing out so he could get his little key out of his boot, but James and Freddie were like right
right
next
there.
You mean
to him.
the green like gloved freak isn't the guy that he's worried about falling asleep? He's worried about the drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So we cut. Oh, go ahead.
Is that funny or is it like
It's
an
just
oversight?
Chad being Chad, maybe.
It's just so funny. I was on the floor, just laughing,
Yeah.
busting a gut.
Roland, I hope you paused it before
I was
you
in
rolled around
stitches.
on the floor.
I was in stitches.
Like Shawn Mendes?
That was. Oh my god! I should have said that. Then we could have said it at the same time.
Jinx, bro.
Stop.
So, like I said, this whole first episode, part 17, moves sort of fast. We
Yeah.
got Bad Cooper driving through the electrical poles. Nate awakens in her cell, and of course the drunk mimics her. And James and Freddie are like, "What the hell is that?" And then finally we get to the good news that Jerry Horn has been found.
Yeah, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Jackson
pretty
Hole,
funny.
Wyoming.
Which is, I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? This dude
Covered
ran
a lot
of
from
ground.
Washington
Yeah.
to Wyoming.
Yes.
He's been on a trip for sure. Whatever weed he's getting in Washington.
Do you think his
Double
dogs?
entendre there.
Do you think his dogs are barking after that?
I don't think he can feel his dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I'm glad Ben was in this episode.
Yeah.
In the finale. I mean, this is pretty much the finale.
yeah, pretty much.
For all intents and
and-
purposes.
Yeah.
This
Not
is the finale.
intensive purpose.
And I love how the Horn brothers go out as goofy as they came. in.
Yeah, right.
Just in the whole series in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that Beverly had absolutely nothing to do.
No, I know
course.
exactly. Like that's just totally unresolved.
We're
Like,
gonna kind of list off all our unresolved.
the police tell
That's right.
Ben that he was completely naked and he claimed that his binoculars killed someone. Thankfully, Ben makes arrangements to pick up Jerry.
Poor Jerry.
Ben's heard all this before. He's not really like
Surprise.
Yeah.
It's just a normal day for Jerry.
Yeah.
For Jer.
Yeah. I mean, other than the fact that he probably hasn't had like a brie and baguette in days, but I'm sure he packs some.
for sure.
You think
Running
so?
around with smoked. what
or
is
his weed banana bread or whatever that was.
Gosh,
Well stocked.
I forgot about that. That he
Yeah.
did have a nice little food scene in here.
Yeah.
of course.
I
You
know.
can't have Jerry Horn without the food.
Is he still wearing mother's hat?
I think he still is.
That's tight.
In my mind, I don't know why I was predicting this, that Jerry Horn would be he'd be found and cleaned up for the last episode. but
Yeah.
Nope, definitely not the case.
That's all right.
No time.
All right, so we move on to Bad Cooper. He finds the coordinates. They lead him to Jack Rabbit's palace, that little entrance where NATO was, and he is transported to the Fireman's Theater.
Where?
Major Briggs' head is just floating.
Yeah. What's hanging there?
I'll tell you what's hanging there. Floating head, Briggs head.
It's just cloud head.
Just crudding out.
Cooper's in his face is like in a cage.
Yep.
Did that not look like a computer game that you would have played as a kid?
Yeah,
Kinda? Like
yeah.
you're in like the final boss level. and,
Cooper
like, you-
Kong?
Yeah, exactly. And you catch him, and his head is just in a cage sideways,
Yeah. Fully.
like crudely plastered on the screen.
He interrupted the fireman swiping through
Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was swiping right or something.
Yeah, he
or
was
swiping
looking-
left. I suppose his motion, it was his right hand, so he's swiping left.
Yep. Does that mean he's into it?
He did not.
No,
like
you
what he
swipe
saw.
left is no.
Okay. He was
So,
not into it.
So
initially-
he was not into the Palmer house.
No, he nexted him.
He was looking for a match elsewhere.
Yeah.
The house of Sarah Palmer is the first image that shows up, and then he swipes left on that
Yep.
to the street that's in front of the sheriff's station.
He's basically picking where he's gonna shoot him, where he's gonna shoot
Pretty much.
Mr. C out.
Yeah.
So, is he like? I'm still confused. Like, are these good? Is this the giant? Is he a good guy?
I think the fireman's a good guy.
Like,
Yes.
because they're working against
Yeah.
Bob and
so he
Mother.
put him in front of the sheriff's station on purpose because he knew like that's where everybody was.
this was
Yeah,
this was their plan all
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna try to make sense of it, he put all his pieces in place. Mostly Freddy.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Freddy's there.
Oi, Freddy.
Here you go. I'm gonna march you right on into Freddy's wrath.
Yes.
I thought the camera
Okay,
work was
that
kind of
makes
cool
sense.
on the
Yeah.
giant because it was like below him and
Yeah.
like a weird angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Bad Cooper appears in front of the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Station. He even asks himself, "What is this?" He doesn't know where this is. Andy, with a big picnic basket, is the first person to see Bad Cooper. And who else thought he was going to die?
Yeah, I thought he
100%,
was going to
absolutely.
get his skull
100%.
crushed.
That wasn't the only time this episode either. So
Yeah, right. I thought he was totally doomed. He was
Yeah.
so excited to see him. And none of these people,
Cooper. That was not a
Yeah.
terrible impression of Andy, but
Agent Cooper.
yeah. Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, how about that?
You're kind of
Wow.
like the impressions guy of our house, aren't you?
Harry Goes is here. Harry.
Hey, guys. Would you like a coffee?
Hey, great work on the return, Harry.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming in. Catch you
All right.
later.
That was Here he goes.
Thanks, Harry. So Bad Cooper gets introduced to Lucy. She's so excited to see him. He gets introduced to Frank. And then we transition to Chad finally escaping from his cell. What a shifty guy. Because
Yeah.
how does he escape, guys?
He's got a key in his boot.
Got a key in the boot.
Why does it matter if people aren't seeing him do it? Just do it. Just get out of there.
Just get out of
Exactly.
You know?
there. They're locked up too. They're not going to.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Do you think Chad knows that Freddy's got a glove of
No.
steel?
Nah.
yet?
He's got no idea.
No idea.
He does. He does
He
call
know-
that glove freak.
Yeah, he knows of him.
He knows
and that
of
he
his
wears
glove.
a glove.
I would go so
But
far.
he. Yes.
I would go so far as to say he was caught unawares.
Unawares. Wow.
Yes, of the glove boy.
He had no idea that the glove boy was going to punch the door.
He had no idea
Smash
he
him.
was but a cell away from the famous glove boy.
Well, he's about to shoot Andy because Andy
Yeah.
comes running down. He calls him a pussy.
Pussy. Yeah.
Chad is just such a. He's a total fucking Todd, isn't he?
He's a great jabroni.
He's a total bro.
It's weird because there's
Such a
moments in
Todd.
this show when I like kind of feel bad for Chad because like he seems like the kind of guy that like in elementary school was like bigger than everybody and like
But he never
like
got.
fatter, you know what I mean? But
Right.
like he was the bully, but people would also pick on him, so he had low self-esteem. He grew up to be this Chad, you know,
Yeah.
and like, but he's all he's a dick. I guess in some he's a dick.
He is a dick.
so he finally has his.
You
almost,
got empathy though. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
I'm an
bro.
empathy guy.
Yeah.
He almost has his revenge moment until.
Till glove boy
Yeah, and he just gets totally
Toasted.
absolutely
smoked.
Here's a great question I love. Is he dead?
Chad.
Yeah.
Probably very hurt.
I love that great question.
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
that's like my favorite segment possible is
Oh.
he dead?
Is he dead?
Yeah, it's a good segment.
I think he's dead.
Kevin, do you think he's dead?
No.
I don't know if he's dead, but there's something their eyes don't look right.
Because it would.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
He's not dead because he's just gonna go on being a dick. You know how like it's just dicks like that they never
Yeah.
get what
They-
they truly
yeah.
True.
deserve.
True.
So he's gonna keep on being a Desmond.
So this this whole first 20 minutes move really fast. We're finally
Yes.
upstairs where Bad Cooper is going to Frank's office. Andy offers Bad Cooper coffee, which he declines.
He declined.
What?
Red flag.
That's a huge red flag, and that's when
Do you think Frank knew that was a red flag?
Well-
Does he know Cooper well enough?
I don't know.
The legend
Nah.
of Cooper. He loved his coffee. It's like every time they talked about Cooper to
Yeah.
Frank, they would tell him how much he loved coffee.
Well, Frank says it was kind of interesting upon the rewatch. I noticed this when they're finally sitting down, and Frank Truman
Wait,
says,
is this up on the rewatch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Upon
second
the
time,
Tell me.
2 times.
Okay.
He says, Cooper in the flesh.
Ah.
He says Cooper twice, almost implying maybe he's the second Cooper. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too much into
Yep.
it.
I had to kind of remind myself
Pretty
that
tight.
that Truman was aware of the two Coopers.
Because they find that
He was not caught unawares.
No.
He was awares.
No.
he was very woke
No.
to this.
Yeah. Fully.
Dude was woke.
Kind of wonder what Andy meant when he runs to Lucy and says,
Very important.
Very important.
Very important.
Says it.
Was that like a signal to her? Like, go get the gun because you're going to have to shoot this guy?
Maybe so.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe he's starting to realize that
Yeah.
after
He maybe had seen more in his vision than we saw in his vision.
we certainly
In the
did see
lodge.
the good Coop versus bad Coop in that vision.
right.
He's the one with
right.
long hair that's in
Yep.
the office right now.
Yes.
I took it as the very important thing. I took that as like when you're a kid and you like are running by your mom. She's like, "Hey, like I gotta ask you a question." You're like, "Not now, mom. This is important." That's
Oh,
that's well.
Hey,
I mean,
Lucy,
there's nothing.
leave me
yeah,
alone.
Like,
This
don't
is very
talk to me.
important.
I got.
Oh,
things
right.
going on, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
okay. Interesting.
But that's
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
simplistic way to look at it, I guess.
One thing we
I'm
kind of
down with that.
skipped was the drunk guy rips off
Rip
his
it. Oh my
bandages and
God.
starts playing with his scabs.
Oh God.
Drunk guy. Billy.
I'm sorry to bring it up, even.
Don't bring it up.
He was gross.
Yep, I'm so sorry to even mention it.
So things start to slow down here a little bit. I mean,
Kind
a
of.
lot happens, but I mean,
This is when
Anyway.
Lucy receives the phone call, and it's Cooper, because she's
Yeah.
so surprised. Who?
And she really pushes Frank to answer this call.
Bad Cooper says he returns to Twin Peaks because of unfinished business. We finally have Cooper, the real Cooper, on the other line,
Right, Cooper.
talking to Frank.
He's just passing the sign, the Twin Peaks sign.
This is vintage Cooper, right?
This is
here.
vintage
Cooper.
Vintage Cooper.
Is the coffee on?
Is the coffee on? Is what he asks.
He's not aware of how dire they need him there. Like the dire straits they're in at the moment.
I would say he's unawares
He's
of how much they
gosh.
need him there.
He's about to be caught unawares.
He's about to be caught unawares. But the smile on his face when he asks about the coffee,
Yeah.
it was like, wow, that was great.
That was good shit.
He just could not wait to get back.
No.
Yeah, he was stoked.
Yes.
Was the coffee at the police station or at the sheriff's station in the original series supposed to be pretty elite coffee?
I think that Lucy makes pretty elite coffee.
But when they want the most elite, they get a little thing from the
Double R. Yeah.
To go.
I think so.
So this is where Frank asks the good Cooper on the phone, "Where are you?" And that's when
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
that's when Mr. C realizes who's on the other end.
Yeah. Frank's doing an excellent job at
Stalling.
how do I say this? Yeah, stalling, negotiating in his own head what he's dealing with.
Yeah, when he's made awares of what he's dealing with, then he does an amazing job of handling the situation.
He's just staring right at Mr. C, trying to figure out what he can say without giving it away.
But Mr.
Today.
C is
That day.
Mr. C is too smart, so he pulls out his
Right.
gun.
Yes.
But guess
and
what?
So does wait, does Frank pull out a gun too?
He's about to pull out his gun, but
Okay.
he was about to get iced until
Until
who saves the day?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Moran.
Who? We all guessed that, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea that was coming.
Jordan called it.
Did you really?
No. But I will say what I loved about this is Frank's hat kind of pops
His
up.
hat
when he
pops
gets-
up.
Yeah, I thought he got shot.
So
in
did
the
I
head.
at first.
It was amazing.
I forgot about
He,
that.
he really goes out with a bang. His hat pops up. He doesn't sit up from behind his
No,
desk.
that's
all.
boss.
This
Listen,
whole-
This whole
This whole sequence, he's
Yeah.
just straight chilling.
Yeah.
Everything
I
that
wonder if he
comes
like
up.
broke his leg or something,
maybe his legs
and he
asleep.
couldn't get up.
No, he's just.
his
that
legs
chill.
asleep.
yeah, it's all
Maybe-
tingly.
Maybe
Probably.
he has the owl cave ring on his toes, so his legs asleep.
Yeah.
Well, Lucy finally understands how cellular phones work now.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
You remember earlier on?
I
when-
know what her problem was, but why does she understand now?
I think it's just a joke because Cooper called from the cell phone in the car,
Oh, okay.
and I don't
yeah,
think she
got it.
realizes that there's two Coopers.
Yeah.
Frank has to explain to Hawk that that's not actually the real Dale Cooper.
Don't touch him.
Yeah, do not. Cooper instructs, do not touch that body.
Yep.
This is when the lights go dim and we get the woodsman coming around.
man, that
Just
was tight.
creepy as
That was
shit.
tight.
How gigantic was his office?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty bloody.
that's
big.
it's a
They remodeled. They must have.
Yeah.
There's so much space in there.
Do you guys remember that creepy ass music that comes on when the woodsmen show up?
I sure do.
It's like that upright bass, and it's just creepy ass.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's dope.
It's tight.
well,
Was Hawk there when that happened?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
When okay.
because he comes in and says he steals a line from Gordon Cole. He says, "What the hell?"
What the
He's like,
hell?
that
What
is
the
Agent
hell?
Cooper.
Yeah.
That's when Frank kind of has to explain, no, it's not. Good Cooper. Well, the blob of Bob emerges, which
Blob of Bob.
Like Alien
yeah.
shoots out of him.
I wasn't sure if the Woodsman took him back after
I-
episode 8 or not.
I
So
never
how
thought
did
that they
how
did.
did Bob get back in him?
He never left.
They pulled him out.
No, they didn't. They pull him out, but he didn't get fully out.
Okay.
He
They were
stayed
just
in
like
there.
kind of like bringing him back to life.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were pulling him out, and they kind of went, all in order. Looks good.
let's
You
put him
go
back
back in. You go back in.
finally, we have Good Cooper and the Mitchum Bros arriving.
Yeah.
Cooper.
And the ladies.
Oh, yeah, of
Sup,
course.
ladies?
Of course.
One for the grandkids.
I'm a big Candy fan, by the way.
Love candy.
Yeah.
This is where Cooper looks on to see all the woodsmen trying to revive his doppelganger. And we get our man, Freddy.
Oi.
Oi.
Perfect.
He, James,
NATO.
NATO, they all come up. Yep.
Because Andy says, I have to get you all upstairs.
Yes.
After Chad
Oh, yeah.
Broham.
Yep, he knew.
Yep.
Andy's just sort of like, he's just sort of the host. He's like conducting all this stuff. He's like, I know what needs to happen. You guys come with me here. He was staging.
table.
I'm just gonna
54 is open
I'm just gonna dim these lights while
He's-
these woodsmen come in and they pull out Bob.
Somebody play some music.
That'd be some really good mood lighting. Yeah, some music, some creepy jazz. There, you guys, you can come upstairs now.
He was like the wedding planner of this whole thing.
Yeah, I'd like to hire him for my next event.
You know what else I was thinking? His office is so gigantic. Mitchum brothers come, and Hawk and I think Bobby's they're all standing like in the hallway. It's like, come on in. There's all this room. Come on into
Guys,
this
come on in.
office.
We got a lot of room. The finger sandwiches are about to come out.
Yeah.
We've just dimmed the lighting.
I know you guys are shy, but this is a networking event.
I know those woodsmen are dirty, but you just don't need to go near them.
Yeah.
We have a huge fight still.
Huge fight.
A huge fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to
between
it.
the
Forget about
blob and between Freddy. I never would have thought a blob of Bob's face would be so difficult.
Bob?
Just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he slashing
I don't know.
his face or something?
But Coop
it
is
made-
like coaching him, sort of. You know?
Kinda, yeah, he is.
He's like off to the side, kind of being like,
From the
Get up.
bench.
You know what was great was Cooper knew who Freddy.
He was
asked,
aware
like-
of Freddy,
he's like,
yes.
Are you Freddy?
Yeah, which is, I guess, kind of surprise to the audience because I guess Cooper's absorbed all of this information.
He's all knowing now.
Yeah.
because he's aware.
he's been
because he
made
was-
awares.
Yes.
The camera work in this scene is kind of reminiscent to when Leland is murdering Maddie a
yes,
little bit.
yes.
It's kind of spinning and
Yep.
the strobe lights going up. And
Going back to Missoula, Montana.
we have the famous catchphrase from Bob. Can you all remember what,
Catch you with
Catch
my death
you
bag.
with my death bag.
Jordan? Do you know what it is?
Is that actually what it is?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he
Catch you with my
says.
death.
Or if you're
yeah.
in Minnesota, for our Minnesota listeners, catch you with my death bag.
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 Yeah, I liked that.
So what is the circular thing you eat with cream cheese on it?
Bagel.
donut. A bagel.
Bagel.
All right.
Bagel.
Boggle.
What is it actually? Bagel?
It depends. I mean, you say, Jordan.
You say tomato.
It is whatever you say.
You say tomato. Nobody says tomato. Have you ever?
Nobody.
You know that saying? You say tomato. I say tomato.
English folk?
Nobody.
My
who says-
wife.
She says tomato.
Yeah.
Wow.
My whole Australian.
Oh, that's right. She's
Friends and family.
Yeah. I was referencing.
Jordan, we
My daughter
appreciate if you
says
not
it.
like disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an all-inclusive.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Racist.
Kind of like, do y'all like Freddy's superpower of having a dish glove on and having a punch like a motherfucker?
Sure, why not? Love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well,
Glove boy.
Why don't you explain what he does to Bob, and then I'll comment on what you just asked.
Well, first, he gets he gets initial blows in, and then he punches him into what looks like hell. Perhaps.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. He punches
Sick
him down
graphics.
through the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
When he comes back up,
Like Mortal Kombat.
yep, exactly like Mortal Kombat. Fuck, I should have had that in my notes. Thanks for stealing that one, Jordan.
Sorry.
But finally, the death blow is served by Freddy.
It's like, actually, no, I'll catch you with my death glove.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Punch you with my death.
I love
glove.
it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love it.
Punch you.
Oi,
My
I'll punch
death
you with
glove.
my. I can't do it. But oi, yeah, I can say oi. That's about it.
So and he
So-
blasts him into a million pieces.
Who'd ever thought
Pieces.
killing Bob would just come from some English 23-year-old kid?
See, that's what I was gonna
Who'd
say.
have thought?
Is like
Not Cooper.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of like I was like, really? Like, there's like
That's it?
25 years of like this like almighty being that like nobody can figure out, and it's a Brit kid, you know, with a glove on that just like all he has to do is punch him. Like I thought it was gonna be like they were gonna end up in some like alternate universe or something like that, and they would have
Well,
to like
there's plenty
stare
more
into
of
like
that
a mirror
to come.
of fight. I know.
Or
but-
Philip Gerard would come out
Right,
from the lodge
some like
and take him
crazy
on.
ass shit would go down where
Yeah.
like Cooper's in a blob and like he's fighting Bob Blob.
I see where you're going
I
with
mean,
this,
I was just
and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, the White Lodge folk they set a plan into motion.
they did.
and-
They did. I guess I should
Yeah,
look at
that was
the,
part of
the
the
finer
plan.
things in life.
You did it, Freddy, says Agent Cooper.
You did it.
That was really nice of him to say.
That was a nice moment. He smiled. It was
Yeah.
Cooper puts on the Owl Cave ring onto his doppelganger, and he disappears. It was kind of a smoky way to die, it looked like. That's when Kevin already said this line, but one of my favorites from this episode, Rod Mitchum, one for the grandkids.
one for the grandkids. Yeah, that was great.
Can I ask one more question about Freddy?
Please.
Is he dead? Because he got pretty bloodied up.
No, he's good.
He's still
I think
good.
he's fucked
I'm just
up.
making
He's all
sure.
He's good.
Because
He's all right.
it seemed wasn't that like first episode when what are their names again? The glass box.
Whom
when
are
the-
you speaking?
Tracy
oh, sure.
and
Tracy
Sam.
and
Yes.
Sam. It was
Yeah.
kind of like that same noise. So like I thought like
I kind of
Right.
wonder if Bob now is the one who killed
Right.
those two kids in New York. Yeah.
We'll never know.
I've got a theory on that, but
Ooh.
Oh.
we can come back to that.
All right, so moving
Cooper,
on.
he obtains the Great Northern Hotel key from Frank. And Frank's like, how did you know that I would
he's
even
got it
have
in his
that?
pocket.
And this is where the episode gets kind of weird. Cooper's face is now superimposed over the scene.
Yes,
Yes.
this was
Bobby comes in.
Unreal.
He's late to the party, asks what's going on here, and Brad Mitchum says, took the fucking words out of my mouth. Which is just... I love the Mitchum brothers.
They're the best.
They really are so good.
Spin-off.
Cooper explains to Bobby what's going on and what his father had explained to Cooper many years ago. Cooper then says something that we'll have to keep in mind, but the past will dictate the future. Some things are going to change. Boy, isn't that true?
no. He doesn't say some things are going to change. Then, does he?
I think he says it there, but regardless, he does say the past will dictate the future.
He says that when he's with Diane when they're driving in the car. Yeah, he says the past dictates the future thing, but then he says that some things will. I don't know. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, right. It doesn't,
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
I'm just so glad that the three girls still have all the kettle chips and finger sandwiches.
Oh,
Thank God we made so many finger sandwiches
I mean, it was
or
yeah,
something like that.
so much excitement. People are getting hungry. They need their little tummies filled after all that chaos.
I saw those kettle chips, and I just really wanted some kettle chips.
Totes.
I mean, if you get into a big fight with another blob from another dimension, you want finger sandwiches.
You're going to be a bit peckish.
yeah.
You want a little.
Oh, I
sandwich?
like that. I like that. Well, peckish, is that a little hungry?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know that one?
No, because
yeah, bit peckish.
Jews we use famish, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For-
Or as my dad says, I'm starved.
Yeah, he doesn't say I'm
what my-
starving.
Really? Yeah.
Not starving. I'm starved.
But Jews do say famished. I think of Richard Lewis from Curb when he's trying to sit down in a booth with Larry and Jerry. He's like, well, can I sit down? I'm famished here.
That's great.
He ends up leaving.
Cooper then discovers that NATO is Diane via the hand touching.
Guys, we should have known this.
I
Because think about this.
blew me away.
NATO. Oh, and you think, oh, it's Diane.
Oh,
NATO. Oh, Diane. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
damn.
Cooper asks Diane if she remembers everything. That's when the clock strikes 2:53, and background Cooper, the one that's superimposed, says, "We live inside a dream."
Yeah.
That kind of made me start to think that things were not going to go so well. And he says his farewell, saying, "I hope to see all of you again, every one of you."
But he knows he's not going to.
That was nice. That was like almost like a reversed Wizard of Oz thing. Like all the characters gathered together in one place, and he, you know, they've just been through this thing, and now everything's all right. And he says a little goodbye to his friends.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice.
His reunion's so short, though, with
Yeah,
his
It
Twin
is.
Peaks
bittersweet.
family.
Very
You
bittersweet.
get to
Didn't even
see-
get coffee.
I was gonna say, where's the coffee? Where's the-
donuts.
Where's the pie?
Nope.
Yeah, I kind of had this vision that the Mitchum brothers would be, and him would go
Supplying. Yeah. Oh, right.
No, they'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
out in the town in Twin Peaks going
He'd,
to the double
he'd
R.
show him all his favorite places.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe go fishing for trout.
Oh man, got trout.
urinating
They do now.
in the open
Dude.
air.
Oh man, nothing like it.
Smelling those Doug furs.
Ducks on the lake.
Oh,
So many things I thought they were going to do together.
come on,
Wind in your hair.
Wyndham, your Earl.
No. You're out of the podcast, man. You're out of the booth.
What? I am.
Okay,
I
so-
am the booth boys.
So
are.
I mean, yeah. Are we going to go on the theory den or something? I'm just wondering if we should talk about Coop's face being superimposed.
Oh,
I say go for it.
yeah. If you got a theory
There's only a f-
appropriate to
Well, it kind of.
this point in time,
There's only a few points left until we move on to part 18.
Well, we could finish it then.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is where Cooper, Diane, and Cole transport to what
Did they transport or did they just like go there?
I don't know. It seems like they just kind of transported.
I think they would have if this is the real world, they would have had to like take a car ride over there. But either way, it's just the three of them.
It's the Great
They're
Northern.
at the Great Northern Furnace Room.
Yes, in the basement, furnace, boiler room, whatever. And
Yes.
Cooper instructs them to not follow him through the door. I don't know why the hotel room key opens that door.
Yeah.
That just seems kind of weird, but see you at the curtain call is what Cooper says to both of them. He enters the door and closes it behind him, where he is greeted by Mike. And he does that fucking Firewalk With Me poem.
That was sick.
And he says
That was
it
tight.
And he says his voice isn't backwards.
finally.
Yes. Oh man, that was great.
They walk through that same area Bad Cooper did a few episodes ago, which was called the Dutchman's, I want to say.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That little hotel
Yes.
area.
Yep.
Cooper gets to Agent Jeffries' room. Jeffries asks Cooper to be specific, and Cooper says the date of February 23rd, 1989. And there's a bunch of vague little quotes that Jeffries says in here
Yeah.
Very vague.
that we don't know. I mean, I'm going to be looking to you guys, but it's slippery. in
I got
here.
nothing, man.
It's slippery in here. He says something about, did you ask me about her or something like that? Oh boy.
It's good to see you again versus it's very good to see you again. The FBI
Right.
greeting.
Right.
Gotta say, all this very confusing.
Yeah.
When he said it's
201
slippery in here,
KC.
I was literally picturing David Bowie inside that metal
Yeah.
thing, and it's just like he can't stand up straight because it's too slippery in there. Like the steam is just. It's
No,
slippery
I'm
in here.
telling
just-
you, it's slippery inside this
seriously,
thing.
Can you give me a towel?
I'm sweating like a fucking idiot in here.
He says something about how Cole will remember the unofficial version. This is where you'll find Judy. There may be someone. Did you ask me this?
Did you ask me this? That's what it was.
This is when he finally gives out those numbers. Initially, it's the Owl Cave. And when I watch this twice, it looks like that Owl Cave symbol turns into 708.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Because the 8 almost looks like
And
an
the-
infinity loop.
Yeah,
But
and then
initially, when it's forming, it almost looks like a 7, a 0, and then an 8.
Oh, okay.
Which we can talk about.
And then becomes an 8, and it's got a little thing in it, and then it spins around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you really like that part, Casey?
I feel so dumb talking about like being like, oh, it fucking spins around because it's so.
The
There's
graphics
so
are cheesy as
much
shit, too.
like that.
Yeah.
That is like. We now know the last episode has happened, and it's really you got to kind of pick and choose what you're going to
Right,
like
yeah, absolutely.
dissect. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Jeffrey says you can go back in now, and then Mike says the infamous electricity line. We flash back in time to Fire Walk With Me footage where James and Laura, that whole storyline.
Was that entire thing in the movie?
I think so.
okay.
That part is.
Yeah.
When James is picking up Laura and Leland's watching on in the windows.
looks out the window. He looks so funny.
But now they're kind of near that Sparkwood and 21 area where now we see Cooper.
So he's basically been thrown back in time.
Yes.
He's there witnessing this.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because he asked Jeffries to go here.
Yep. I'm explaining for the listeners.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, there's
Yeah,
gonna be some spoilers.
Yeah. Cooper's now lurking in the woods while James and Laura have their dramatic convo about loving each other.
And she sees him and screams.
Yeah.
Is that so? That happens in the movie, but you don't know what she's looking at. Is that
I
right?
believe so.
She just kind of like looks over his shoulder and screams.
Start screaming.
I thought
Kevin,
she
did
was
you
just
hear what I asked?
I didn't. I was on another planet. I was in
My
another-
question was, she looks over his shoulder, sees Cooper,
Oh,
and screams.
Yeah,
In
she-
the movie, it's just she just sees something we don't know what she sees.
yes,
and screams.
she
Okay.
does. She does scream in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
Right.
Because I thought she was just tweaking out in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
fully.
This is where Laura ditches James, just like we saw in Fire Walk With Me. Leo, Ronette, and Jacques are waiting.
Leo.
I was so
That's
excited.
So fucking awesome to see
yeah.
Leo.
I was so excited. For being such a terrible human being, I just love him as a character
we
because
love Leo.
his acting's so bad.
Yeah. It's just so great to see him. I mean, I'd kind of forgotten about that part.
Totally.
And it was just fucking sweet to see him.
Yeah.
Jordan,
It's like they filmed, went back in time, filmed something for him.
Jordan
It's
can
great.
vouch for me, but when those three showed up and Leo was kind of focused on for
You
a split
hollered?
sec,
Yes.
I cheered.
He
Yeah.
did something like, yes.
Yeah, it was great.
That is true. And everyone, we had a group thing, a group viewing, and there was 6 other people than Jordan and I, and with the exception of maybe one other person, everyone looked at me weird when I
Yeah.
said, yes, Leo.
Was I the one other person?
Colin.
Oh.
Yeah, our friend Colin, who watched every episode with us, with the exception of maybe 2, he's a big Leo Johnson guy as well.
Leo's sick.
But anyway, now that Cooper interferes from Laura rendezvousing,
Rendezvousing.
Rendezvous.
I hate saying that word.
Yeah.
Rendezvousing.
But Cooper interferes, and she recognizes Cooper from her dreams. Now that this happened, Laura's body disappears on the shore by Pete Martell's house.
Right.
Yeah.
He's Back to the Futuring here.
Yeah. He saved
Absolutely.
her.
And that was cool. It was pretty cool to see
That was awesome.
some legacy footage
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this way.
Yeah.
But
I-
with
what?
new footage, too.
Of him fishing.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Yeah, that was.
But I don't think that they filmed that. I think that was like a recreation. Like that's not
I agree.
actually. Yeah. Yeah.
But then
You don't think they filmed that? Like
No.
25 years ago?
I think that's somebody today dressed as Pete.
Oh,
Do you see his
Fishing.
face? I guess I don't
no,
know.
you don't.
Oh, okay.
It's just his backside.
Yeah.
See, I'm. Never mind.
No,
What?
we
Well, I'll let go ahead and I'll say what I'm about
what
to
I
say.
was saying is it's cool that Cheryl Lee, they made her look young.
Oh man. And that happens in the next episode, right?
no,
or is
it's
that
happening.
this one?
It's
She's
happening
fine.
right here.
Okay.
Bit of both.
And
Yeah.
that was mental.
That was pretty
Ew.
unreal. That was
That
pretty
was-
cool.
What I was gonna
Sweet.
say is like, I was just like, oh, like, I just thought their like CGI like budget was way up, and I was like, whoa, how do they like superimpose like Cooper into this old footage? This is nuts.
Well,
Wow.
they do a great job of
They do.
making
I was-
it seamless. It
I was really
like,
impressed by that.
fucking dope.
There's people at our viewing party that said that wasn't even Cheryl Lee. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aside from the hair, like the wig was a little.
Yeah, I
bit-
guess
Yeah.
maybe that's what it was. The one thing that I was kind of like, I don't know.
But as far as,
maybe
like-
I just thought they
But it was
messed up with
black
that
and
part on
white,
CGI.
and
Yeah.
then it
Right,
turned
yeah.
to color.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they at the beginning they kind of kept her face out of focus and like they let you kind of get used to
Right.
like this idea and then she came forward. It was
Cheryl Lee did a
So
great
good.
job
Oh,
acting
man. Yes.
like Laura Palmer.
totally
It was fantastic.
yeah, like a young Laura Palmer.
But Cooper says he's taking her home, and we transition to the really fucking weird scene of Sarah Palmer moaning with the fan whirling in the background.
This, I gotta say, This just really creeps me out.
It was so bizarre.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yes.
Just the moaning and the creeped me out.
It was so
gross.
bizarre, like Jordan's pick.
Oh,
on the
like
playlist.
OMC. How
Yeah.
bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
She's smashing Laura's was a homecoming queen picture
Yeah.
with her vodka bottle.
So this is Sarah Palmer 25 years ago, right?
It looks like now.
You think it's now?
I think
think
that was
now.
my interpretation.
Because the house is all fucked up like it is now.
Yeah.
Or effed up.
Yep.
Yep. Well,
Um,
you're a little late on that.
Part of my French. Sorry.
The one question I kind of had about that.
Yeah.
is-
What? To quote the great Dale Cooper, what year is this
Right.
that part is happening?
It's now
I think it's
Okay,
now.
It's now okay.
for sure.
We got two nows.
2017. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of wonder if this banging on the picture by Sarah is mother banging on the door from that weird purple room in episode 3.
Interesting.
But anywho, Laura, we're almost at the end of part 17.
Yes.
Laura disappears from Cooper's hand after we hear that record scratching sound that we get introduced to right away from the firemen.
Yep.
From the first episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she disappears, and we close the episode with.
Well, let's just clarify that for the listeners,
Let's.
if they're not privy. The noise that's happening when Laura disappears and she screams at the end of episode 17 is the same noise that the giant in the opening scene of Twin Peaks: The Return says to Cooper, Agent Cooper, listen to the sounds. And the sounds are that sound. Yep. It pans over to the gramophone record player thing,
Yep.
and it's the sound.
Yes.
Also, with that, we hear some electricity sounds, but we will get to that.
It is in our
Oh.
house now.
But
It is in our house now.
It cannot be said aloud.
Oh, but yeah. And then
Julie Cruz closes it out.
you called it.
I think Kevin called it too.
King P called it.
I don't know. I thought it was you.
I just saw that she was credited way back when they announced the
okay.
show, and
Yeah.
since she had not been on it, I figured,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be at the very, very end. Not
That was dope. She looks great.
Yeah, it was awesome. She
Did a great
sounded
job.
great. Yeah, I loved it.
yeah,
I
she
loved that
plays
song.
As the World Spins, which is the same song from beginning of season 2 before they find out that Leland's the key. It's basically the episode we find out Leland is
Sure.
Bob
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
he's murdering Madeline Ferguson.
Yeah.
Fergie.
So that
All right,
ends.
so that ends.
That was an intense part 17, fellas.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, we had to take a break at our house in between.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
just that was a lot.
It was a
Quite
lot to take
satisfying in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of ways, it was satisfying.
Yes.
It was almost like that was the kind of official wrap up of
Yeah.
the event.
I gotta admit, when it happened, I was like, "What the hell else can happen?"
Right,
In
yeah.
another hour.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought they were like gonna go like shut the lodge. Like I thought they were gonna go like, all right, let's board it up. You know, like with
Oh,
a
yeah.
hammer, some wood. Nobody else will go in here.
Close.
But
We gotta get Mike out of there, though.
Yeah.
Bring
one
him
arm
back.
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got some shoes to sell.
is the arm now the bubblegum tree guy? Is he's a good guy, right?
He's a good.
He's a good
The
guy.
arm was always so vague to me because I couldn't tell if he was good or bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like Philip Gerard or whatever is supposed to be good along with the giant.
He is aiding Cooper, so I think we can assume that he
Well,
is
that's right.
good.
He cut off his arm because it was, yeah.
It had the
Stopped
tattoo.
it- Had the tattoo. So
Yes.
that was the bad part of him
Yep.
that he cut off. So the arm is, yeah.
It's when he saw the face of God.
Yeah, the magician longs to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it. Episode 18.
Well, it starts off with a bang.
The whole thing.
Part 18.
Whoa.
This
what
opening
an
scene.
amazing
Yes.
opening image.
I almost feel like this episode should be in the like Black Lodge or something
Yeah.
versus the diner. I don't know. It seems too heavy for diner.
Oh, should we
talk.
shift over to the Black Lodge?
Should we go to the lodge?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they
Here we
got good furniture there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Norma knows we'll pay. We're good.
We'll be back.
There's the guy singing
Just put in
Sycamore Trees.
yeah, just
he is over
put a
there.
napkin over your coffee,
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Well, immediately we see Bad Cooper just burning away in the Black
With his
Lodge.
eyes,
With his eyes
glazed over, like
the doppelganger.
the doppelganger. Yes.
Yes. Very cool.
That was
Terrifying.
Mike,
It's just like an instant cut to
Boom.
the sound, the like vision of the flames. It's
Well,
brutal.
done. That
Yeah,
was sick.
It was,
I think he's dead.
Is he dead?
he done?
He dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
On a scale from 1 to dead, he's pretty fucking dead.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
Fully.
Yes. What
Mike-
happens next?
Mike
Oh, yeah?
produces another one with the seed of Doppelganger Cooper,
Yes.
and it looks like he makes a Douglas Jones.
Makes a freshly baked Douglas Jones.
Delivered and delivers it to the Jones
Signed,
residence.
sealed.
Freshly
Delivered.
Handcrafted, you would almost say.
Yeah.
I love this
Handmade.
Dougie Jones.
Handcrafted.
Handcrafted Dougie Jones, freshly baked and delivered to the front step of Janie E.
Very organic.
Very organic.
Is that an advertisement?
Non-GMO.
It kind of sounded like a. From the kitchen of the Red
Let's-
Lodge, we bring you Dougie Jones, freshly baked and handcrafted.
How's the ad world treating you, Jordan?
What's
that was
the,
good.
Dude, what?
Let's go
Bring
to
us up to speed, dude. What's the temp of the ad world?
It's at a balmy. No, it's at a beautiful 72, partly cloudy with like a 5 mile.
All right.
Would you say it's 72 and sunny, which is the name of an ad agency?
Oh,
Los Angeles.
that it is.
Bam.
But I don't want to give them credit. So what up though?
I'll have that.
I just like that Dougie in the lodge when they make him.
Yeah.
He's like, where am I? He's
Yeah.
all pepped up. He kind of looks like and sounds like Cooper.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
When he gets reintroduced, or not, I guess when he goes back home through
Yes.
that red door, does he kind of seem like the dumb Dougie Jones again? Though
I don't think he's. I don't
little
think
bit.
he's made from good Cooper, whereas I think the dumb Dougie was made from
bad.
bad Cooper.
When you say dumb, are you? Sorry, what do you mean dumb Dougie?
As in,
the Cooper that we
the
saw
Cooper
the
that
whole
the
season.
Dougie that we s- yeah.
Okay.
he
I
just
don't know.
repeats what you say.
Right. No.
Yeah.
I get who you're talking about.
I
Sorry.
think
No, I don't
don't
think
know.
so because I think Dougie, like Cooper being Dougie and dumb, the whole thing. I think that was like a trap of Cooper.
Yeah, right.
Mr. C. I think that was a trap when Cooper came back into the real world, and I think, that was Mr. C's doing.
Or
So
yeah.
therefore,
Yeah.
if he like the creation of a new Dougie through a proper White Lodge, non-evil person, he's going to be a regular guy.
All right. So what happened next, Noah?
Cooper has Laura's hand again, much like the past episode.
Yes.
She disappears once again. Cooper appears in the lodge where Mike says his famous, "Is it future or is it past?" Mike brings Cooper to see the arm again. However, the dialogue is a little bit different. Is this the story of the little girl who lived down the lane?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I had no idea what he meant there at all. I still don't. Laura then whispers something into Cooper's ear, and he almost has like a stunned reaction
Yeah.
this time. Like a very blown away look. She, does her usual scream and disappears again, much like the very first or second episode. Cooper and Leland meet up again somewhere in the lodge where he says to find Laura, which I think this whole season was about.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff we'd seen before.
Yes, exactly. However, Cooper now is in the hallway and he does this weird hand thing with his hands. It's like he's turning a dial, and he finally is able to exit the Black Lodge.
He's out.
I think this is actually him. This is now the curtain call.
Yes.
And he's in Glastonbury Grove and he
Yep.
sees Diane. And they reconvene, rendezvous with each other, and they kind of get confirmation from one another if they're the real versions of them. And I still think at this point that this is, maybe you guys have a different
This
opinion.
is pure Coop.
Still
I,
them,
I
yeah.
think this is Cooper and Diane.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And Cooper's only way to really get through the lodge or be in the real world was to do all of this.
I think.
again.
Well, I
Right.
think the purpose that this served was for him to go back in time and try to save, to try to prevent her from dying, and then he got put back in the Red Lodge, and now he's coming back out to quote the real world.
So are you saying this is the first time like real Coop is out of the lodge?
Yeah, because if you remember, Philip Gerard told Cooper when he was in his weird.
Hotel room? Hospital room?
No, this is much earlier in the season. This is when Cooper is Dougie Jones and
Yeah.
he's kind of brain dead.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
He tells him, "You have been tricked."
Yeah.
So I don't think he was ever supposed to be
Oh,
out
okay.
of this
So this
whatsoever.
is truly him leaving. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I think everything got fucked up when somehow Bad Cooper didn't go in the lodge when he was puking
Sure.
up all the cream corn, etc.
Yeah.
But now that he's back in, he did everything he could.
So
Go ahead.
So wait, he saves Laura. He goes back into the waiting room or whatever.
right?
Right.
That's right.
And then he
Yes.
comes out into Glastonbury Grove, and you're saying this is the first time that he's properly come out.
Yes, I think him being out at the sheriff's station in Las Vegas was
Yeah.
not supposed to happen.
Okay.
So, like, back in time? I guess I'm kind of confused.
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just saying when he got sucked through that electrical outlet from that purple
Right.
room and he was in that brain dead Dougie Jones state, I don't think he was ever supposed to be in the real world whatsoever.
but now he's gone through what he was supposed to get through, and now he's back in
He
the
has the
world.
bad one back in the
Yeah.
lodge
Or-
killed,
yeah, go ahead.
and this was the way for him to finally escape.
Sure.
Yeah, so maybe when he was out before, like maybe he was supposed to be out, but because he was acting at like on behalf of the White Lodge or whatever, he couldn't act freely. He was like an agent of the lodge, and his job was to save Laura.
Sure.
And so then he completes that task, ends up back into the waiting room. They're like, "All right, good on you. Well done. Here you go. Now you can properly leave."
Yeah.
Okay.
That's essentially, thank you.
That's a good theory.
pretty much what I'm also
Gotcha.
kind of saying.
Okay,
Gotcha.
right.
Is that
Tight.
I don't think he was supposed to, I think his time was limited to 253 specifically.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Sure.
Because that's when he has to go through that Dutchman's thing,
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. And so
Yep.
finally him exiting the Red Room, what we all know is the Black Lodge.
Yep. He
Oh,
meets up
that's
with
cool. Okay.
meets up with Diane.
Yep.
And they go on a nice little road trip.
Yeah. God, what a cool car, too.
Yeah. They pack some snacks.
Yeah, what do you think?
They're just driving for like 400 miles.
430
430
miles,
to be exact.
Yeah, right. Well, they finally pull up to that 430-mile portion from, I don't know where exactly, maybe from Twin Peaks, but did they really ever say
I don't think so.
No.
what
No.
it is?
Yeah.
But
Everything's kind of strange at this point. Mm-hmm. This is where I question if it's the real world, because it's kind of like,
I think this is
where
still,
did they get this car?
Right.
Why is this car like this? What-
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thought is I think this is the real world still.
Okay.
Cooper goes to the 430-mile mark on foot once he parks the car, and he can feel the energy. And Diane and Cooper now kind of
Have this little conversation.
Yeah,
like,
like, this
are you
should
sure you want
actually-
to do this?
Everything could
could
be-
be different.
precisely.
Yes.
I think once they pass that line and everything goes dark, this is where the alternative reality starts.
Right.
And they find
It turns to night.
turns to night. They find that hotel.
Have the most awkward sex.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one is there. They don't like interact with
yeah,
anybody.
yeah, no one's
except
there.
he goes into the
lobby.
the lobby.
Diane also sees her tulpa.
Diane's,
Yeah.
yes. She peeks around the corner, which was terrifying. And then they go into the room.
That My Prayer song plays
Yes.
from episode 8.
He's telling her to turn the light off. Now you come over here.
It just
And they
seems
have-
something's off.
Oh, it's yes.
Like, were they? This is a totally serious question. Like, were they? Like, did they like have?
I already
to
know
have
the
sex?
answer
Like,
to your question is I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Like, it just seemed like they didn't want to have sex, but they like had to.
Yeah, I
You
was
know.
wondering about that too.
I just think the passion was gone.
But it wasn't like it didn't even seem like it was it seemed like that they like were doing it because they had to. Like, just I don't know.
Yeah,
The whole
it
thing-
could be interpreted
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think some of it must have had to do with sort of a reconciling in some way there when Mr. C
right.
raped her. Sort
Right.
of like
She's
her
covering his face a lot-
Yeah,
a lot of
there's
this.
some sort of
Well, because I think that in this alternative reality, Cooper is sort of a combination of the both of them.
right.
That
He does.
Yeah, he talked kind of weird. Like,
He does
Yeah.
in certain ways act like both of them, and both of them separately and kind of like a mixture of both
mixture
of
of
them.
And like a
Yes.
new person too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
So
and
they get-
Diane just can't deal.
Yeah, they
She
get
just
their
can't
freak
handle
on,
it, so
and then he wakes up in a different hotel room.
The hotel room is the same, but the
Hotel room is
hotel
the
is
same.
different.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the car
okay.
is different.
Yep, he wakes
shit,
up.
I didn't
he,
even pick up on
he
that.
asks for
Yeah.
Diane. He says Diane, but then reads a note
I have the note.
where she's referring to them as Richard and Linda. Guys,
Dear Richard, when you read this,
Uh-huh.
I'll be gone. Please don't try to find me. I don't recognize you anymore. Whatever we had together is over. Signed, Linda.
Coop's confused, right?
But
he's caught
or-
a little unawares by this.
Is this Richard or is this Coop?
Is this Richard?
I think
Is this
Cooper immediately recognizes the names of Richard and Linda
Okay.
because this is what the giant,
What
or the fireman had
what the
told him
fireman told him.
right
Okay.
away, and he said, "Remember Richard and Linda 430."
Yep.
And Cooper in the opening scene says, "I understand." But anyway, yeah, Cooper goes outside.
Well, I wish I did.
He goes outside.
Goes outside. He has a new car. It's actually the same car that Bad Cooper has in Buckhorn.
yeah, like a
When-
Lincoln or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Cooper's driving through a town called Odessa,
Odessa.
and he sees the diner called Judy's. It's Judy's, I believe,
Yeah.
pluralized.
Y'all know
Yep.
where Odessa is?
Down in the
Where?
West Texas town.
I'm
of
pretty sure it's in
Odessa.
Texas, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think we knew that as the viewer quite yet, but I mean,
Well, I mean, just it's an actual town, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
For
So
sure.
if you know geography and you know anything about the United States of America,
Like, if
which
you, like,
Jordan does, but the rest of y'all,
If you pass like a simple 9th grade geography class, no, I'm just kidding. I had no fucking idea.
Was that part of
at our place?
Was that part of your ad training?
Yeah, that was
Geography?
strictly. They're like in your qualifications for applying. Make
Yeah.
sure you have at least passed 9th grade geography.
Nice.
Judy's is a breakfast, lunch, diner, no dinner. Well,
dinner,
as
yeah.
you can probably tell, because a bunch of the chairs are up in like half the diner.
Yeah.
Sits down, he receives coffee, and he has no reaction to it whatsoever.
Uh-oh. Guys.
That's what seemed kind of off right
doesn't
away.
he doesn't deny it. He neither confirms nor denies.
No.
No, I'm
that
not
coffee.
doing any of that.
Cooper, well, I mean, he takes the coffee. I mean, it seems like he's fine with it,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just not. That's not the one we know.
I dare say he's indifferent to the coffee.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I think I
That's fair.
can confirm that.
That's
right.
totally
I don't-
fair.
I don't
dude.
think you have to deny that.
That's totally fair.
Trying to move as fast as we can
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
Cooper asked the waitress, which I thought was at first like a dickhead move, if there's another waitress that works here, like meaning like I don't want you to serve me because you're slow or bad service or something. But the waitress replies, "It's her day off. Actually, her third day off."
She's pissed.
She's pissed because she has to deal with these three cowboy-looking guys that harass her. This is where maybe I'm thinking, oh, it's the good Cooper because he says, leave her alone.
Yeah.
The cowboys confront Cooper with a gun, and this is my favorite fucking scene
Yeah, this is dope.
in episode 18. Takes the gun away while he's sitting down in the booth, kicks the dude in the nads, shoots one of them in the foot, and then commands one of them to drop their gun.
What,
Yeah.
what does he say? Because they walk up. Because he says, "Don't touch her." Sorry to just jump back really quick. He says like, "Don't touch her." And they walk up and they. What do they say?
They
to
say,
him?
"What the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?"
and I love. He just sits back in his booth and he goes, "What?"
Yeah. Still have not heard Cooper swear yet
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
entire series. That is, I don't know, guys, but that is one of my favorite
Oh, yeah, that
scenes
was
in
great.
the whole
It
show.
was tight.
Yeah, that was sick.
Because you see a side of bad and good Cooper
Yes.
there. Anyway, he hurts all these guys, I guess with the exception of one of them that lied to him saying he didn't have a gun.
Chucks him in the fryer.
Yeah, how great
And
was
then-
that?
Yeah, that was pretty
He doesn't know. He doesn't know where he can hang it. He's like, where can I hang this?
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
question.
You know?
But yeah, you know,
He's never worked in a restaurant, maybe.
guess.
I
Yes.
suppose. Whatever.
but he asks, you know, this
It was just a
is polite.
funny.
I
like,
legit thought he
specific-
was just helping. Like I thought he thought the fries were done. Like he looked at them and was like, "Ooh, these are done. I should take these out for you guys."
Or take him to go.
I wouldn't
or
have
take him to go,
Wouldn't
yeah.
have been
Totes.
surprised.
Because Cooper hasn't had a diner meal in years.
Yeah.
right?
True, yeah. So he hops in the car and he goes to.
Well, he gets the address from the server finally.
Oh, yeah.
Demands it. But I have to say, before we go too forward, I just love how he says to the cook, I don't think this oil is hot enough to set off the bullets, but I would stay away. That I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's
classic
pretty
Coop.
Cooper arrives to the address, which is 1516. He sees the telephone pole or the electricity line, whatever, with the number 6 on it, which seems to be very
Of some
Recurring.
sort of importance. Yes.
Yeah. This is the same fence and electricity pole that Andy sees in the White Lodge in that movie that the fireman shows him, I discovered.
I think what we're seeing is a portal.
Perhaps so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes up to the front door, and lo and behold, this is Laura Palmer.
It's Laura Palmer. She answers the door, but she's not Laura. She does not quite really respond to him trying to activate any sort of memory of Laura. Twin Peaks, anything like that.
She is Carrie Page,
Carrie Page.
and she is the, get this, wait for it,
I'm waiting.
Hear it.
the 4th page of Laura's missing diary.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Wow. You've been sitting on that for
Yep.
how long have we been recording?
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's incredible.
She is the 4th page.
The 4th page.
That's,
Interesting.
yeah, that's amazing.
Well, she denies up and down that she's not Laura Palmer and asks pretty much what's going on. And Cooper, pretty much channeling the audience, says it's difficult to explain.
You think?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
No doy.
He asks her if her parents' names, Leland and Sarah, ring a bell, which I can't tell if she's really denying knowing
Yeah,
these names or not.
It seems like when he asked about Leland, she was like, no. But when he asked about Sarah, it seemed like she kind of hesitated for a second, like that might seem familiar.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
really?
I think it was
Right.
intentional
I
that,
don't remember
she kind of does, but mostly doesn't.
Yeah. She was just like, I don't know.
Well, she says normally somebody like you comes around and I tell him to get the fuck out. But in this case, I'll maybe go with you.
Yeah.
So
She
Somebody's
goes to pack
after her,
up,
right?
He goes
She
in.
needs to get out of Dodge.
Yeah, sees that a dude
the
is.
dead guy.
Is he got
Hey.
Garmin Bozia spewed out of his mouth?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess I didn't look for that.
So
There's a horse on the mantle.
the white horse specifically.
White horse. Yes.
White horse with a blue plate behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, blue plate.
Yeah.
Blue.
Blue.
Kev.
Blue again. Blue shows
Oh
up.
shit!
Blue again.
really
then they-
quick, can I?
Yeah.
Just, my favorite segment is that guy dead?
Oh,
Yeah, he's dead.
Major.
Right? I'm just
majorly
making
bad.
sure.
On a scale of 0 to dead, he is Noah.
Oh, he's like,
He's like a Will Hastings dead.
oh god, yeah.
He's fucking dead.
On a scale from denied to confirmed, it's confirmed.
It's very fucking confirmed that he's pretty goddamn dead.
I'm just confirming your confirmation.
The likelihood of him being dead is sky high.
Yes. Absolutely.
I like that Carrie Page is oblivious to the geography and the climate that they're about to
Yeah.
go
Do
to.
I need a coat?
Do I need a coat? There's no food in the house, but Cooper assures her that they'll get food on the way. We hear the phone ring, and she just doesn't care to answer that.
Oh yeah.
This whole scene's just creepy because Cooper looks at the body and is like, what? But
Yeah.
doesn't-
He's like, normally I would interfere here, but it's more important that we get you to Twin Peaks.
Yes.
You know?
and
So
she's
they hop in the car. Yeah.
she's skeptical that he's an FBI agent. He's got the badge. It seems like they're maybe followed for a little bit.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
added a lot of
That was
They
a
look
little
into
bit-
the rear view mirror.
a lot of tension there. And this is the trailer part that we saw
Yeah.
for many months.
Yep.
Of Cooper
Yeah.
driving.
Cooper driving. This is it,
And
guys. We're coming up to it.
yeah, we're getting very, very close.
You know what I'm saying?
They stop at a gas station.
Oh,
this whole portion of the episode feels I don't know if I know you're not so much a Lynch movie guy, Jordan, and I know you're not so much, but Kevin, you've seen Lost Highway. This feels very Lost
Very Lost
Highway to me,
Highway-ish, yeah.
minus all the goth industrial music,
Right.
Minus any music
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Very Lost Highway-ish.
I
don't fucking know.
That's all right. You should watch it. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Laura just goes, or Carrie Page rather, she has a bunch of just mumbo jumbo, like saying how she wants to get out of there, how she tried to keep a clean house and keep everything organized. Those days I was too young to know any better, and at some points Cooper kind of looks over to be like, what the fuck, but
He's pretty.
he's stoic this
Yes.
whole drive.
Yep.
Yeah. I was so tired during this scene. I was
Oh
like,
my god.
I was like, just pull over and go to sleep. I think you said that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. You can take a break.
Do you think she drove it all?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't think they
He
listened
wouldn't
to
let her.
anything either.
Yeah. No. I was
So-
gonna ask what kind of music were they listening to, and I think the answer is they weren't.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They're probably
Yes,
listening to
you're
our
right.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
Catching
figure
up.
out what
Yeah.
the hell is going on.
Yes.
They finally stopped for gas.
I think Coop probably said, "Hey, do you mind if I put on the boys from the booth?"
Yeah.
AKA the Booth
And
Boys.
she was like, "Wait a minute, are you talking about the Booth House
Are
Boys?"
you talking about the lovable boys from the booth?
Cooper's still a gentleman, though. After they get gas and come back from the gas station, he opens the car door for
He does. Yes.
Oh, legend.
Then they drive through. We gotta.
her. We're almost finished here.
They drive through. They go past the double R.
They go past Double R.
They don't
They-
recognize any, or she doesn't
She doesn't
recognize
recognize
any of
No,
this.
she's not feeling it.
They pull up to the Palmer house.
Which is 708. 708.
708. Wait, what does that have to do
It's
with?
your little Philip Jeffries thing. You thought it
Oh.
was 7-0.
Okay.
Yes.
708.
You gonna write this down?
Yep. They go up to the door.
I'll let you guys take care of this.
Yeah.
I've
and
blabbed enough.
A woman answers the door. Did you guys know that she's the actual owner of that
Mary
house?
Yes.
Reber or Reber or something?
Yeah.
That's tight.
He asks for Sarah. He asks for Sarah.
Yeah. This is much like his attempts to get Laura to remember anything. He's getting nothing.
He's getting nothing.
She's got no idea what he's talking about. She keeps talking to presumably her husband about who the former owners were. Mm-hmm. There are names that we know. What?
Chalfont.
Chalfont.
It was Chalfont, and then they are Tremont.
They are Tremont. Yes.
They are Tremont.
And there's some significance to that.
Yes.
Yes. The
Well-
old lady from
Yeah.
Fire
Happy
Walk
Gilmore's
with Me.
grandma.
Happy Gilmore's grandma, the old lady from Fire Walk with Me.
Yes.
And Twin Peaks Part 2, she first shows up.
Why
I
does
think.
her name change? I don't get
Season
that.
2?
Yeah.
Well, in season 2, she's Tremont, where Laura used to deliver Meal on
Right,
Wheels
yeah,
to
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Wheels.
And
But in
then-
Fire Walk with Me, she's
Well, Cooper asked who had this trailer. It was an empty plot, and Cooper asked Carl, what are the names of the people who had this, and he says it's been 2 Chalfonts in a row.
Oh, okay.
So, but he says it's a
In
grandmother.
Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, yeah, it's a grandmother and her, or an old lady and her
son.
grandson.
Yeah.
So this name is familiar,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But after all that, Cooper is unsuccessful.
They walk back down the stairs, and he seems to have a moment of, wait a minute,
Perplexity.
perplexity.
Like a WTF mate moment.
Yes.
Wait. And he kind of turns back around and he says, he asked the question.
He kind of
He does ask a question.
he does.
May I?
What year is it? Oh,
What year is this?
What year is this?
What year is this?
And then I didn't catch this, but
We hear a faint
Laura.
Laura.
You didn't hear that?
I didn't hear it. And it's from the first episode it's from the pilot, right?
Yeah.
When she's like asking, yes.
Can you get her, yeah, trying
And
to get her
then
to wake up.
Carrie
Screams.
And then
That same scream that we've
it
heard.
goes black. And then that's the end.
The lights all go out.
The lights all go out in the Palmer house, and it disappears, and everything goes black.
And everybody says, "What the fuck?"
yes,
Well,
this
she's
was
whispering in Cooper's ear. Then we get the credits.
that's
yeah,
right.
that's
Yes.
right.
Okay,
And then
that's
everybody says,
it.
"What the fuck?" Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this was truly something else.
And that's it, guys. That's the whole thing.
That was the whole thing.
I thought
All
this-
18 holes.
All 18 holes.
Full 18.
No,
yards.
no playoff needed. We finished our round.
How did you guys
Yes.
feel when the curtains closed, when it went black?
Well, I just have to say the last couple of minutes when, especially when they're walking up to the house,
Yeah.
Laura or Carrie says she doesn't recognize any of this. There's just so much tension here.
Yes.
And when you finally get the person opening the door, and you're thinking it's going to be Sarah Palmer, like holy shit, but then it's not. And just the slow walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
And Cooper in a stunned, like daze almost, like walking like he was Dougie almost. Just being
Yeah.
like, what year is this? And that horrific scream.
Horrific scream.
To me personally, this is more fucked up than How's Annie.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
This was something about this, guys, was the most terrifying thing. That creeped me the fuck out. And I had, I actually woke up, I had nightmares that night.
Wow.
Well, I spent all
Man.
night looking at, all their internet responses,
Right,
the Reddit
right.
responses, and just trying to piece together everything. And
Yeah, I mean,
It was
it's
hard.
because with How's Annie, you have like I mean, not like certain clarity, but you have an understanding that like Bob is inside of Dale Cooper, and-
Right.
Or it's his doppelganger.
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, and so like you're obviously pissed because like. I mean, when you're watching it, you're like, no, like the most wholesome guy. But you have an understanding of what's going on, like
Right.
what's happening. This literally, like, I mean, what do you say? Like, does anybody know what's going on?
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah. Obviously, I think I was pretty upset about it, but more so not like, oh, wait, what does it mean? What does it mean? I was worried about.
Is this a hot take?
This
coming
is
up?
the hot take.
Yeah.
I was worried mostly about seeming dense in being critical. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what? If you give, it's kind of a weird thing with like Lynchian stuff, like the Venn diagram of like one circle is Lynchian, one circle is like not good. Do they ever like? Are they allowed to intersect? You know what I mean? Can you really be like critical of what he's doing without being like, oh, you just don't get it?
Right.
Oh, sure.
Sure, yeah,
you know what I
I mean,
mean?
but yeah.
This is definitely different strokes for different folks. Because a couple of weeks ago, like I was saying the exact same thing, where it's like it bothers me when stuff like this comes up. And this is me being a millennium that like maybe hasn't watched a lot of Lynch stuff. It's stuff like this comes up when like, I mean, he doesn't owe us anything. Like. It's just no artist does, whether it's music or movies or shows like this or whatever. They don't owe us anything. But like when people have dedicated like literally 25 plus years to like fantasizing about how the show is maybe going to wrap up, and he, does that, like it's kind of like a slap in the face a little bit, where it's just like, I mean, to me, there's people out there that are probably like, oh, this is amazing.
Yep.
This is fantastic. But this is, I don't know. I guess I was upset.
How are you feeling, Kev?
I was completely mind fucked and kind of a little bit like let down just in that sort of like just in that sort of superficial like wanting to know what's going on sort of thing.
Yep.
But man, the more I think about this and the more that I've gone back and watched it a bit, and I thought it was totally in line with what he has done before.
Yeah.
I know people hated it. I liked it. And I totally get, and I wouldn't argue with anyone that was like that last episode was totally fucking boring, and it was hard.
Right.
It was hard fucking work.
But the Black
But-
Lodge wasn't boring to some people. In the final episode of season 2,
When they're just like running back
Right.
and forth.
yeah, I mean that's 25 minutes too.
Yeah, right.
I guess, I don't know. I guess maybe it's not that, like, I don't have a problem with them. Because, I mean, I think it's truly interesting, like, that whole, like, concept of, like, what is happening. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Like, because I think it sets up for, potential future things. But who knows if that's going to happen.
Right.
I think what frustrated me the most was that, like, there's just a lot of things out there still that you're kind of like, well, what about this? What about this? Did this have any significance? What about this?
That's the thing. Like I really enjoyed the last hour as like, I guess like the definitive sort of like piece of art and statement that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But my problem is that it sort of invalidates like everything that came before it. And like the satisfaction we got from the episode before, like it just sort of like I've got so many thoughts about it,
Yeah.
but I feel like this whole season was like a lot of different things happening all at once, but none of them really like
Add up to, like, a certain
forging
idea.
ahead to be like the one specific thing that they were going for the whole season.
I mean, I've got a sort of theories on what the specific thing
Let's dive into
was,
it.
but okay.
Dive
We're already
Yeah.
we're already in
Well-
the Theory Lodge.
Let me say that I've got two. I've got several kind of pillars of how I feel about this. I mean, the one as far as like all the questions and what's going on and what the fuck. I just want to read this quote that I saw from David Lynch, from David Launch,
From the launch man himself?
where the Launchman himself says, "The more unknowable the mystery, the more beautiful it is. The more unknowable the mystery, the more beautiful it is." And I think about like how much I loved like Lost, and how
Yeah.
pretty much everything gets answered for you there, and it's just like, I mean, really, when you talk to somebody about Lost that used to watch it and loved it, the response is virtually always the same. Yeah, Lost. It started out kind of cool, and then like,
Sure.
you know, like
they like made too many mysteries. They couldn't wrap it all up.
yeah, but no, like it kind of was. Things were answered for the most part.
Lost had too many Evelyn type storylines, I feel like.
Are you saying like
What I'm saying is that there's just so much more, and this is such a cop out, and I always get pissed off immediately because I want to fucking know. I want
Yeah.
to know what shit is, but the search, the show and the art is just so much more rich, and you can continually enjoy it and just you know. Suck the marrow of it.
Sure.
Like,
do exactly
Yeah.
what we're doing right now, talking about
exactly,
it. Like,
yeah, and it can touch you on so many different levels, and it can make you feel things.
Yes.
And by explaining it all, by having Judy, to having it all explained,
Jodie.
Yes.
Sade.
it fucking ruins it. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of.
I-
I think that's kind. Sorry.
I was just saying, I agree with you, and I think they succeeded in making a completely unpredictable series, or a season, and leaving it with an absolutely perfect, thing that like people will just like pick at like until the end of time. Now.
Right.
We've been talking about the end of season 2 forever.
Yeah. I knew going into it I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up.
Right.
I think I told myself I knew this is how it would end, but a little piece of me was hoping.
Just hoping that little
That
glimmer
that,
of hope.
that it would. I guess my main thoughts on Twin Peaks are like I love the first season. I think that the second season got I think he got like pissed off and he just like took
Because
it
they
in
made him reveal the killer.
and he took it in a direction that maybe he would have regret that
Right.
he took it into, and that this would be his chance to kind of redeem it and bring it back. When
Right.
really that was his true like piece of art. Like he wanted to zoom it out, and with this one he zoomed it out like 1,000%.
Yeah, totally.
And
I mean,
I-
oh, sorry.
it didn't scratch the Twin Peaks itch that I was hoping for.
Okay. I thought it was.
I think I'm in the minority with that though.
I don't think so, really. I think there's two type of viewers. I think there's Twin Peak fans. I think Kyle MacLachlan actually said this. There's Twin Peak fans and there's Lynch fans.
Sure.
And we kind of said that from the start.
Yeah.
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 And I've been very satisfied as both.
Yeah.
But I understand
Yeah.
why Peak fans wouldn't like this. I mean, I said this last episode. As soon as he had the one-armed man make another seed, or do you have the seed and make another one?
Right.
I thought something was going to happen to Cooper.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Something bad was going to happen
Yeah.
to him. I didn't know exactly what. P.S. I'm also very happy that Freddy's the one that saved the day, like I
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you did call that. Well done.
Kyle MacLachlan also had an interview recently, and I wish I wrote down the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of "Good art asks questions,"
Right.
and I think this does, because we're going to be talking about this forever and ever.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
if we wrapped it up and Cooper's having a ball, a night
Right.
on the town with the Mitchum brothers, and
Yeah.
everyone's going up to One-Eyed Jacks and having a great time, like I
I would have felt a little bit cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Totally.
agree. I guess it's not like that's not what I'm looking for. I guess, but like I would have loved a little bit more clarity with Audrey. Like stuff.
Well, that's
Can we transition
Little
into
segue?
this?
Yeah.
So I have a little list, and we can just maybe burn past them here. But unresolved things, Audrey. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that. Somebody at our little viewing soiree we had would like we took our break in between the two episodes. Like, how much you want to bet they don't even say Audrey's name in this?
I'm
the
gonna
second part.
I'm gonna be in the minority on this. I just don't care about Audrey that much.
God. Well,
Yeah, I
me
don't
neither.
either.
But like,
Yeah.
dude, you see they ended the penultimate episode with
Yeah.
her in a little white room. Like when you're like, what the fuck is going
Right.
on? You know, like
I mean, is she the dreamer? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Moving on, another
I'm
unresolved.
clearly upset about that.
I
one.
know you are, and I'm sorry, but like I think there was a lot of fanfare by even having Sherilyn Fenn.
Yeah,
come
that's
in and do
totally
this
fine.
role.
But if you're gonna
Totally.
have something like that big of a
like, how did she not fucking die in the bank
no,
explosion?
well, that's a great question. Is she
Yeah.
dead?
Yeah,
I think, a lot of this, I don't, again, I've got theories and stuff. I'm not sure when we should get into it, but, she woke up I think a lot of this, you see a lot of like waking up in this. So she wakes up. The Philip Gerard from the Lodge is telling Cooper that he needs to wake
Right,
up.
yeah.
He wakes up from his coma. Should I go into what I think is going on here, or do you want to run down?
Well,
I'll
run
go
down the
through
list
those.
of unresolved items.
Yes.
The ring, how it got inside Garland Briggs.
Yeah.
To Dougie from Janie E with love. Like, what? They never answered that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the-
Steven?
well, that's on here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven, did he end up killing himself? Who is Billy, the drunk guy in the Twin Peaks jail? Is Sarah Palmer Judy? What the fuck is the significance of the teenagers at the Roadhouse?
Why was Beverly involved?
Yeah, Beverly and her sick husband.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's right. Jesus.
But one thing that I found to be pretty interesting was one of the musical guests who we all seemed to kind of like was the Chromatics. They had that song Shadow. I think the first episode, they have a part, I think it's the bridge. Here are the lyrics. At night, I'm driving in your car pretending that we'll leave this town. We're watching all the streetlights fade, and now you're just a stranger's dream. I took your picture from the frame, and now you're nothing like you seem. Your shadow fell like last night's rain.
Holy shit.
There's kind of, and it
That's
could be
cool.
coincidental because this song came out in like 2015.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's
He
like,
based the entire part return off of that
Part 18,
Chromatic song.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my cynical side is like, well, why would I read into that? Like when there's so many things.
I just thought it was kind of
Yeah.
spooky.
Right, yeah,
'cause I was
absolutely.
listening to the
That is-
song and I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty spooky. Wow. Fuck
Kevin,
that.
give us your hot take, man.
Please.
My hot take. Okay. Guys, I think it's hard to deny the dream aspect of this. I think that this story is about Laura and the atrocities that she has suffered.
Yes.
And, at the end in 17, when we see Cooper's face superimposed by everything and we live inside a dream, I've read some cool theories and I've got some cool ideas about the White Lodge, the inhabitants did this and they put this sort of thing into action and it made this whole thing, it's fun to get into that and everything. But on a macro sense, with waking up, I think this story is about Laura and her waking up to the fact that she's been sexually abused.
Do you have? I think you and I might be on the same level here because
Really?
I think when she hears that Laura call, I think that's her waking up from a nightmare or a dream.
I don't necessarily think that it's she's actually sleeping. Maybe there's a bit of that too, but
Right.
I think
a fantasy world of some
I think
sort.
A trauma that she's been pushed down and ignored.
and all these things that we see going on are a result of her not dealing with the trauma.
Right.
And people like Agent Cooper are all different facets of her psyche that are sort of playing out this ultimate plan or whatever. And things like she gets saved by Cooper at the end there, seemingly.
in 1989.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
gets saved by Cooper, and then she disappears, and then she's in this other reality. Well, she's still not facing the fact that she's being sexually abused and suffering these atrocities. She's just completely fucking checked out, and every time, so she sort of escapes mentally in her mind to another place, to Odessa, and they get to the Palmer house, and the woman says, "I'm the Tremont. I'm Alice Tremont."
Yeah.
Before that, it was the Chalfonts, which are the same person. It basically, this shit is just gonna, you see the infinity symbol
Right, yeah.
with Jeffries. This shit is just gonna keep playing out and
Yeah.
playing out until she accepts and confronts the reality of her fucking horrible life. And I think that's what we see at the end. She screams, and she finally she hears her mother, and she kind of wakes up to her.
So do you think that that Carrie is actually Laura, and she's taken physically that's the same person? She's taken on a new sort of identity.
Is this the
Or
person,
is
the
it, or
giant?
is it an
ego.
alternate reality?
An
like-
alternate reality, sort of in her
head?
in her head,
Like an
kind
alter
of thing.
ego.
Is this
Like
the
an
person
alter
the
ego
giant
thing.
shot out of the tube and the golden orb of Laura's face? I don't know.
Yeah.
Carrie Page.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I think. Well, so so you've got the. I think you've got the bomb that goes off. My series of events are like you've got the bomb that goes off, right?
Creates Bob.
Basically, humanity is fucked.
Yeah.
Showing men are fucking evil pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Which invite these otherworldly spirits to feed on Garm and Bosia. And that's just a way to sort of like illustrate the horrible shit that she's dealing with. She's basically a Garm and Bosia factory because she's suffering all this fucking shit.
I think your theory has been the best one I've read and heard
Yeah.
so far.
Really?
The only thing I have in my head is that there was consequences for saving Laura with Cooper going back to 1989.
Right.
And that this evil force of Judy, by doing that, she made a whole new fucking world with this Richard Cooper type.
Right.
Carrie Page as Laura, and just everything being shifted. And maybe this is Cooper's nightmare now with the consequences of saving her.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how I did read something about how, when she gets saved, maybe all the season after, basically when she gets saved, that means that everything that came before it isn't reality because he's changed it now.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, that makes from the point from when she got saved and everything before it, basically a dream.
Yeah.
And when Cooper's face is superimposed over everything, and he's going, "Oh fuck, we live inside a dream." That basically, like everything that's happened until that
Past
point
dictates
is
the future.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But so I think you can get into that stuff, like the mechanics of everything that's going on, like Judy and all that stuff. That's its own little story, and then that's within a larger sort of macro thing of Laura is a
great.
victim of
Yeah.
abuse.
It's a nice hot take, man.
That is.
That's not even a
that's-
hot take. That's just stone cold good, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's cold good.
And also within that, you get Lynch's sort of like commentary on art and things like that. I thought about like at the very beginning of the show, you've got these people that are looking at this fucking box.
Yeah.
And I thought it was, once I read that Jiao Day or whatever means to explain and to make clear, basically you've got people watching this box, basically watching a TV for hours on end.
Shit.
Then you've got like the explanation
They all get
comes
fucking
out
killed.
and it fucks their head
Destroys.
up.
Yeah.
Like people's and right now people's heads
Right,
are getting
yeah.
fucked because they're trying to explain all this
Hey,
stuff.
let's not throw it all on launch. Let's not forget that Mark Froth had a lot to do with
Yeah,
it.
Froth did have a lot to do with it. You're right.
Should we get to? There's something weird about the coffee in this lodge. Can you
Guys, don't drink any of that, either of you.
Well, it kind of
Why
looks
not?
like oil
Any
anyway.
of you.
It looks. Why?
There was mail in the percolator.
God.
we
not
got so
again.
much mail in this percolator. You guys.
Yes.
Do you get
Let's go
Wi-Fi
through
in the
it.
lodge?
Of course.
Okay, cool. You got
They
a
got
nice
elite
plan.
Hey,
Wi-Fi.
hey, thanks for indulging my hot take.
No, that
I
was
love that
great.
house,
I
man.
talked this whole episode and guided us that I wanted everyone else to take care of the rest pretty much.
Okay, Susan G.
Susan G.
I don't want to say someone's last
I
name.
wonder
Yeah,
what her last name is. Susan Garman Bozier.
No, sorry, Susan
Garman.
Garman.
is what it is.
She writes us. The subject is Vegas, and it's smiley face all.
Oh.
Oh, we're all dead.
We're all dead.
We're
Thank
all
you,
dead.
Susan.
Thanks, Susan, for killing us.
Appreciate it.
Wendy writes in. Wendy K.
What up, Wendy
up?
K?
She says, "Love the lively conversation, guys." She loves it.
That's it?
And
Yes,
we are around a
that's
dinner
it.
table too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
The conversation.
Wow.
And it's always lively.
These
If
two
you-
are coordinating, but they're. I mean, I don't think they know each other.
Hey,
That's incredible.
anyone jump in here? If you had to describe the conversation that happens amongst us. Mm-hmm. How would you describe it? What would you say it is?
It's actually pretty lively.
Okay.
Relatively live.
What would you say?
I think it's lively.
I think it's absolutely lively.
I think Wendy's right. Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy. A guy named Jason S.
What up, Jason?
Shouts out to Jason S. He goes, guys, I'm listening right now, every week. Spacebar.
Wait, is he listening right now?
He might. I hope that he's made it
a live stream.
through this whole
Is this
thing.
another alternative?
I've got a message on my percolator.
Yeah?
I
Wait,
brought
hold
my
on.
own.
What did does Jason have more to say?
No, that's
Oh,
it.
he's just
okay.
listening.
Thanks,
Hey, thanks,
Jason.
Jason.
Thanks, Jason. This one comes from Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
Wow.
Get out.
Trevor.
Trevor.
I've been meaning to write you guys from episode 1. Enjoyed your show.
So, sorry, really quick, you could say he's a long time listener, first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's classic
Long
radio
time.
talk right there.
He's been with us from the start.
Yeah.
Hope that I am in time for you guys to read this. Of course you are.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear your view on one small, possibly insignificant, minuscule nagging question.
Okay.
What the fuck, guys? What was this all about?
Well, Kevin
All right,
just
well,
answered it.
give it
Yeah.
to Kevin.
Kevin just answered what it's all about.
Well, yeah. Just rewind
Yeah.
and listen.
Hey,
Hit
man.
that.
Hey, Trevor. Thanks for your support, bro.
I wrote him saying, wow, you are great. And no, it was a little more in depth than that. But he said, you guys have been great to listen to, considering pretty much nobody out here watches Twin Peaks. I've enjoyed hearing what you fellas have been making, having to say and making of it all.
Thanks, Trevor.
I would be
Thanks,
really
Trevor.
interested to learn more about Trevor's backstory. Where'd you say he's writing from? Nigeria?
He's writing from Nigeria. I believe he is from the U.S., though.
Yo, hit us up, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, Emily.
That's tight.
Emily
Thanks,
Trevor.
R.
Very
A
tight,
woman
very
named
tight.
Emily R. writes in, says, "I listen. Me. I do." So that's great insight from somebody.
In
That's
depth.
just wow.
And then somebody
That's awesome.
named
Thanks,
you
Emily.
guys Eileen writes in.
Eileen.
She says, "If each of you could
Hold
have,
on. Is this
What's up?
Eileen or is this Eileen Stolpa?
This is oh my
Ooh,
god.
good question.
I don't trust this Eileen, but I'm still gonna read her question.
Okay.
If each of you could have dinner with 3 Twin Peaks characters, who would they be and why? Also, what food would you serve? Okay, thanks. Bye.
So we're cooking?
We're gonna have dinner
Yeah,
with
we're-
3 Twin Peaks characters.
Are we cooking or are we being served?
I think we're being served. You're going out to eat.
Okay.
at Twin
Okay.
Peaks finest. Double R. I'm going out to eat with Dale Cooper
And two
and
others.
Ed, and Shelly.
Okay.
Great.
What are you eating?
Oh, we're having rotisserie chicken, dude. Don't even ask me that.
I'm going out with Mandy, Candy, and Sandy.
Yes.
Ooh,
We're gonna,
yeah.
we're gonna have finger
Yeah.
sandwiches and kettle chips.
That's
and
amazing.
milk in a clear
I love it.
pitcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
That's great.
Kev?
Jordan? Me?
Jordan?
Who? You?
Who's ready?
You mean?
I'll say, shit, I don't know what we're going to eat yet. I'm going to say I would want to go out with Cole,
Cole?
Cooper, and Albert.
Nice.
I just,
Oh!
I want to hang out with the FBI
Yeah, that would be
guys.
FBI
great.
boys.
Brat
I just
Pack.
want to, yeah.
You're ditching the Booth boys for the FBI boys?
Yeah.
Narc.
I think, what are we having to eat? Oh, man. A little Garmin Bozia? No.
Cole seems like a big nachos kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll go get Mexican.
Nice.
And Cole can provide some of his beautiful wine.
Wine, yes.
Yeah, his fine Bordeaux or whatever it is.
He's probably going to dip out early to meet up with a fine young lady.
Yeah.
Here's another thing we never got answered. Did he ever meet up with that French woman in the lobby?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know.
He certainly did, and he was a plowmaster.
It's really bummed that he never got to meet up with Shelly or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
True
Yeah,
love.
yeah, yeah. I would go. For me, it would be Dale Cooper, and it would be the only Mitchum brothers.
Oh, nice.
It'd be us four sitting in a booth at like a classic steakhouse where
Yep.
there's like a piano player. There's like great
Sounds
cherry
familiar.
pie, some steak. Oh yeah, no, it
Are
would
you
be
going out with Dougie or Dale?
Oh, I'm going Dougie. Sorry.
Oh,
And he's
Jordan,
he's
you-
about to house that whole fucking cherry pie.
Damn good.
You win, Jordan. That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
well done.
Quite thoughtful.
Thank you.
Guys, the mail's not over.
Oh,
We still got
wow.
more. This one is quite thoughtful. It's from Stenny.
Hey, real quick. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks
Hey,
for
thanks,
writing.
Eileen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for the
that's-
support.
Yeah.
We got Stenny.
love you.
She writes in.
Stenny. So, dude.
Hello.
Hello.
Stenny.
First off, thanks for the shout out on last week's episode. I love this podcast.
You
got
are
it.
welcome.
Stenmaster Flex.
So, the finale. I have a few questions / comments. Were we in Cooper's dream?
Yeah, I mean,
That
I'm
is-
open to that.
You guys
That's
have heard
kinda what
that theory that like the dream was this was a dream of a guy named Richard, and when he
Right.
woke up in that hotel room, he had been dreaming like all this stuff,
Man, what a dream.
and
Whoa.
he was so convinced by the dream that he had to go find this Laura person, and went to somebody's house,
Sure.
and
Holy
like
shit.
you
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with that stuff. I really enjoy taking a little dip, going for
Yeah.
a little swim and that sort of stuff.
the point.
The only thing the only
of
problem
water.
I have with those sorts of things is the negating of the suffering of Laura.
Yeah, right.
It completely discounts all that.
That's
Right.
why yours is such a great one.
Hey, thanks.
I think it's possible, though,
But-
for sure.
Yeah,
Were you
absolutely.
Noah, were you the
I'm
one
not
that
saying
brought up? Were you the one that said like I would hate for this to all be a dream from Dale Cooper, like after he got shot in the hotel room or something like that? I think you said something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
remember
before
that.
the show even started. I don't know, but I just didn't want Twin Peaks in general to be a dream like this cop out. But
Right, yeah.
obviously, it's not really a dream. It's more of a fucked up nightmare with
Yeah.
alternative worlds.
And I'm not
True.
usually, oh, it was all of a dream. I always think that's sort of a cop out. But the way that Lynch does it is just, I think he can get away with it because it's such a part of the fabric of his storytelling.
But maybe-
but then if it was Cooper's dream, or Richard's dream,
Yeah,
why the calling out of the Laura at the end and her screaming?
right, exactly.
Right.
Because
yeah, yeah.
Laura's maybe waking up now.
What if they're both
But-
dreaming?
Oh, right, but this
What
is
if they're
Dale's
both-
dream.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe Dale was wounded when Wyndham Earl stabbed him before he even got to Twin Peaks. I don't know. It's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Thanks, Denny.
Stenny
Yeah.
also writes a scene that was really striking and unnerving was a scene in Sarah Palmer's living room, and we just hear moans, cries, and screams from Sarah, but don't see her.
So
and then she
disturbing.
starts smashing a photo of Laura. What were your interpretations on what was happening?
Well, I had mentioned earlier that and this could be so far off, but I don't know if there's any right or wrong opinions on the show anymore, but mother banging on the door in that purple room that Cooper and Nato are in.
That's great. I love that.
I thought it might have been that Sarah was a host for Judy because, it shows
Shout
her
it.
earlier bites that guy's neck off or whatever.
Yep.
And she is just, because Laura is a Garmin Bozia factory, she just loves Laura. She
Yep.
needs Laura to be in her. And when Cooper takes her out of that world, she
She's like,
just gets
hey,
fucking
freaks out.
pissed.
She's like,
Hey, why'd you
do that?
I'm not sure if Sarah Palmer is Moby.
We'll get to him.
Yeah. All right. She also writes, was Cooper in this loop of wanting to save Laura but couldn't? Since he couldn't go back to the past to save her, he went to the future?
Jordan, what are your thoughts?
What did the one-armed man say again? Is this future or is it past? Or something like that?
Yeah,
He does say that.
Yeah,
I honestly don't have any thought. I mean, like my head is still in a vice where
You're
it's-
shook?
I'm shook AF.
Straight shook?
bruh. I think if you subscribe to the macro theory, I'll just call it that I was talking about. Maybe that's it again. Yeah, it's just going to keep going over and over again.
Yeah.
her good part of her brain is saying, "Hey, wake
right.
up and deal with this shit."
The
Yeah.
final dossier should be really
Yeah,
interesting.
that'll be
I think
interesting.
there's definitely some sort of like loop infinity forever type
Yes.
theme involved
Yes.
in whatever capacity.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
Yeah. She's not done, guys.
oh
jeez.
jeez,
Freddie was great, but Lucy was surprisingly great. They really took Mr. C/Bob down. True heroes.
true.
Freddie
heroes.
was fantastic,
Trust.
and the fact he said "oi" at the beginning of this fight,
Yeah.
and Lucy's just always been great,
Yes.
and the fact that she's the one that essentially killed Mr. C.
True.
Like I
that's
said,
fantastic.
we all betted on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That was great.
Good.
She also, yeah?
No, go ahead.
She also writes, it was interesting that when Cooper got his hotel key back from Truman, that they didn't go to the Great Northern, but rather went into the basement and unlocked a door there. Very dreamy to me.
Well, it is the basement of the Great Northern,
right.
isn't it?
She
Where
might be.
That's my interpretation. Because
yeah, it's the same room that that James goes into.
Exactly.
And he heard
Yeah.
that
Jimmy
ringing.
Earls.
Yep.
Yeah, he
So
heard
they're-
that ringing, and it's they go there because they know Cooper is now all knowing, and he
He's
knows
all-knowing.
that he's all
Yes.
knowing, and that room is a portal to
Some shit.
some shit.
She says, there are tons of other questions and comments I have, but those are what pop into my head now. I love this season overall. There is a pang in my heart that it's over now. What do we do now?
What
Your
do we
faithful listener, Stenny.
Stenny.
Stenny, I'll tell you what you do. You get NFL Red Zone, and you watch football for the next 4 months of your life, and then you realize in February you've just been a degenerate for
It's-
the last
and
4
it's all
months.
been a
So,
dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We got one more message
Thanks- hey,
from
thanks, Stenny.
Thanks, Stenny.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Sten
sticking with
Meister.
us
Yeah,
through
Sten
all
Stenny is a-
17,
Stenny-
18 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did it
Stenny
finally line up? Wow.
and Eileen have been like
Yes.
MVP
MVPs.
listeners.
Yes.
And
And
a
Emily.
guy, John
Emily
E.
P. What up, John?
What's up,
He
John?
writes, "Hello, guys at the Double R. Have you seen Billy? I have a question regarding the.
No.
That's what that guy. He runs into the Double R. He's
Right,
like,
yeah.
hey, have you seen the? He's talking
Yeah.
about Billy.
And then teenagers are
yeah.
describing.
Billy like being all bloodied and shit.
Yeah,
like
That's why I think it's the drunk. In
Yeah,
the jail.
totally. But we.
and then they don't remember anything right after he runs out of that house. He like runs into the house. He's all bloody, and then she's like, "That's the last thing I remember."
Yeah, he runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "Have you seen Billy? I have a question regarding the still missing page in Laura's diary. Where is it? Could Donna maybe have it from when she met with Harold? Thanks, Pete.
Pete.
Pete Martelli writes.
Yeah.
Pete Martell.
Pete Martell writing it from Johnny.
But you put a cap on
Yeah,
that.
that's
I think we
The page
found the fourth
is
page.
that was incredible.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is a really fucking good theory.
yeah.
Carrie Page.
Have you
being
seen
the-
that anywhere? Have you?
No, I haven't.
No, I mean,
Can
either.
I geek out on
You
this
need to
shit?
tell the people.
I'm preaching. I'm preaching the good word.
That was incredible.
Do we
Thanks,
get?
fellas.
I think we had one more that I got.
You got one more.
Yeah, I thought I. Had
Oh, the one that you sent to me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it here. From Adam A.
Adam A.
What's up, Adam?
What's up,
What
Adam?
up?
He
Thanks,
writes
man.
this. It was all a dream. It
was
wasn't a
all a
parallel
dream.
universe. It was a dream state that Laura was in. The faint calling for Laura at the end of the scene from Sarah is the same as the opening scene in season 1, episode 1. The faint calling woke Laura up the next morning when she couldn't have been found dead otherwise. Coop saves her in episode 17. Her body doesn't appear in the shore. The dreamer is Laura. She dreamed about Coop coming and saving her and taking her home just like he did the night before, as we see in episode 17.
Sick.
It's another fine theory.
It's
Yeah.
a fine theory from Adam A.
Think
That's
you
kinda
could coincide
me?
that with Kevin. Yeah,
that's
for
kinda
sure.
similar to what
Do you
I
know
was
Adam
saying.
A?
I do.
Love that
Ant.
dude.
I do like.
We
that.
appreciate his support.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say something, you
What do you wanna
guys.
say?
I've been pretty critical in this episode about the season and all that stuff, but this was so much fun, and the best part of this series was doing this show with you guys
Totally.
the whole time.
Can we do some MVP type stuff?
Yeah.
Or some
Yeah.
awards?
I mean,
So-
just to underscore what
please.
you're saying, though, I don't know if I would have been as stoked and fully, I mean, I was definitely stoked.
Yeah.
And I would have absolutely watched it and enjoyed it, but I was so excited to watch it every week because I was so excited to
we
come
knew
and
we'd
talk
do the
about it.
show.
Guys. It was
love
tight.
coming to the Double R.
I just want to
Boys.
say thank you also for letting me come on every
Yeah,
once in a while.
man.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been
a good
awesome.
time.
Yeah.
It's made me pay attention to the show a lot more than I think I would have.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Hundo
I
P.
mean, I did a lot of rewatches, but holy cow!
You should have seen this guy.
Straight hundo.
Wow.
He put
Well,
in the hours.
dedicated?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, I Instagrammed the notes that I've taken,
Oh, nice.
so hopefully
Hey.
they catch that.
Hey, Booth Boys.
What's
Let's
up?
dish out some awards.
So
do it.
I have 5 categories. One I am surprising you with. So I want to know. We'll just go in a circle here, maybe
Yep.
starting with
Let's
Casey.
go around the horn.
Yep. Can you think of your favorite scene, Casey?
My favorite scene was I would probably say it's the God of Light when he's saying his little prayer into the
man.
microphone.
The poem.
It's probably my
Yeah,
favorite scene.
yeah.
As much as I
Something
hated
else.
watching it as it happened, it's become my
It's
favorite.
iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It is iconic, and I've gone back and watched it. You know, I was just thinking about it. I was pedaling my bike home from work today, and I realized I loved how he kind of sounded like he was stretching when he was saying it at times. Like he was going, "Drink full and ascend."
You know what though?
What?
I got a life.
Yeah. Like,
I could say
What
this
the
whole town.
you could have.
You could have. Also, what if the whole microphone just lit up when you did that?
I did it far.
I know that was. I got
Kevin,
scared.
favorite scene you can think of?
You know, guys, there were so many, and I have to say, my favorite scene of this season was the scene with Big Ed and Norma when they
It's a really great scene.
It's a crowd pleaser.
You know that we got resolution
Yeah.
there.
We got, I mean, everything. It ticked the boxes. It was a great song. It was a great choice of a song. We got resolution, and it was masterfully done. With it, when he's sitting there and he's closed his eyes, and then the hand just like creeps in on his shoulder, and then they embrace and kiss. And the one thing that was perfect for it, about it for me, was after they're kissing and everything, it shows an exterior of the double R. And then it shows an exterior of like the mountains and the trees. And then it shows an exterior of the sky. And usually when we're seeing these exteriors, it's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
It's like showing the woods, and it's got like the dark, like sound design and music and everything, and it's scary. But this was just one of the only moments in the entire series that was just like so nice and lovely
Yes.
and not terrifying and disgusting. So there we
Yeah,
go.
that's good. You and I think very similar because
Tight.
that was gonna be mine.
Really?
I have another. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I have another one, but we also added that Echo and the Bunnymen song to our playlist.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Separated at birth. man.
Maybe. I think my other one would be with one Sir William Hastings when he's getting like interrogated by Tammy.
Oh, that is really good.
Like, I mean, and it was like kind of hard for me to pick it just because it's like kind of so like heart wrenching, you know, like watching him, you want to like just wrap a blanket around that dude and like give him a hug, and like he's seen some shit, you know, and he and what's his name? What's the actor's name again?
Matthew
Lillard.
Lillard.
Yeah,
Thank
Lillard,
you. Yeah. He did a fantastic job, and I like maybe one of the better acting jobs, which bar isn't always set so high in Twin Peaks. You will find throughout the series.
that was great
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, that was cool.
He said it was on Twitter. He said it was one of the hardest scenes he's ever
I
done.
can imagine.
And that's cool because I kind of sort of forgot about the whole Buckhorn
Right, yeah.
thing. So that's awesome.
My favorite scene is actually kind of more sad. It's in episode 16 where Cooper is saying in the casino and he's saying goodbye to Janie E and Sonny Jim. And he kind of slips up and says, Dougie, I will be back.
Yeah.
And you get this, I think you get the sense that the family realizes this is not actually Dougie. You get the sense that Cooper is probably going to have a bad ending as well. But, one thing I want to mention in this scene, soundtrack actually came out today digitally. I got the vinyl on the way, but
Sick.
Angelo Badalamente's music in this season was still fucking great.
Was it new music?
There was a lot of new music.
Okay.
There's a lot of old ones, but this scene is called, the music playing is called Accident/Farewell Theme. The first time we see it is when Richard Horn runs over the little
Right,
kid.
yeah.
And I think it plays briefly when Dougie is having that moment outside the house and he's looking at Sonny Jim kind of crying.
Yeah.
But Accident/Farewell Theme is playing while Cooper's saying goodbye to his family. And it's really heart-wrenching. And it's just, of all the things that we finally have Cooper back, and then he has to have this kind of very serious moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Good call. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Very nice.
Good choices, everyone.
Yes.
We can
Giddy
rip
up.
through this, fellas. Favorite new character, Casey?
Favorite new character? Got a light guy.
The Woodsman?
You're a big
You're really, wow.
you love it. He's so sick.
Putting your chips in there. Kevin, favorite new character?
Favorite new character? Janie E.
Ooh, nice. For me, it would be Freddy.
Freddy.
Yeah.
Right.
So, damn, Kevin took mine because I really like Janie E as well. That was my new favorite. But
Sick.
I guess if I can't choose Janie E,
Well, you can.
yeah,
But
I mean,
you shouldn't.
but okay. Well, Janie E, but Agent Headley.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
dude.
Las Vegas
Oh,
FBI.
honorable mention to the Fusco boys.
All class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And the Mitchell brothers.
MVP
And the Mitchell
though
brothers,
for
yeah.
me and Kevin, I have to agree with Kevin. It is Janie E.
Yeah, she was great.
She was awesome.
Yes.
She was
Least
legit.
favorite new character, Casey.
Oh, dude.
New
I
character,
fucking
least fa-
hated. Who did I hate? Wait, someone else go first.
All right, Kevin. Least favorite new character.
Moby. Fuck you, Moby.
All right, Jordan. Least favorite new character.
God. See, I want to say Chad right away, but I don't know if he was my least favorite character.
He's kind of like legit.
I
sort of.
know that. Like, if I'm just going off straight acting.
I mean, yeah, he was a bastard.
How
but
about my least favorite character was Bald James?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bald James.
I'm gonna go with Chantel.
Oh, okay.
Well, the
Least
fucking-
favorite.
Yeah, that's.
All
I
the
think-
Fritos and Cheetos and just
Yeah.
being a total
totally
ass.
forgot about those
She's
two.
a total
Yeah.
ass.
I think God a Light guy might be simultaneously my favorite and least favorite because he scared the shit out of me.
That's the beauty of launch, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
that you just encapsulated it in a nutshell.
Encapsulated it.
All right, so I don't think you can have the same answer for this one,
Okay.
Casey. Who's your favorite legacy / old character?
No question. Big Ed Hurley.
Big
That's
Ed.
Right.
Elite
Nailed
answer.
it.
Kevin, favorite old character?
It's got to be Gordon Cole.
Damn
I mean,
fine choice.
every single fucking line out of that guy's
Might be
mouth
the
that was
MVP.
was just gold.
Jordan, favorite new character, or excuse me, favorite old character.
I'm going to go with his counterpart, Albert. I think he was
Yeah.
fantastic.
He was really good.
He
Killed
was
it.
great.
So, yeah.
Killed it.
R.I.P. baby.
I'm going Bobby Briggs.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was tight.
Handling that situation when the Double R Diner had the bullet go through it from that
Right.
little kid.
Yeah. Dana.
He killed it.
Hey, can I change my least favorite character?
To least favorite new character?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Magic Mike. Whatever his the guy, the girl, or Shelly. Shelly was
Red?
dating Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Oh,
that guy was a,
Red.
that guy
Piece
was
of
a
shit.
bastard.
Yeah.
So.
I was
call.
thinking Richard Horn, but at least the dude could actually
Right,
act
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
well. All right, just a couple more questions. Least favorite old character.
My
least favorite.
old. I think Jacoby. I'm not like that big.
You're not a
fan of
Dr. Amp
Jacoby.
guy? Yeah,
No.
Tevs.
You're not on that
What
Dr. Amp
evs?
shit.
I'm out on that.
Yeah.
Least favorite old character.
Audrey.
Oh.
Yeah.
I maybe
Controversial
that's-
hot take
Did I
from
just take
this
yours?
side of the booth.
Kevin totally took mine.
I'm sorry, man.
I just don't give a shit.
I don't care.
Like, how does she not fucking die in the? I didn't want her to necessarily.
I think she
Maybe
did.
she did.
Is she dead?
She's dead.
It's my favorite segment. Is she dead?
Jordan, least favorite old character.
Oh, that's a great question, boy. I was honestly gonna say Lucy because it just bothered me. It bothers me how stupid she is, but then she killed Bad Cooper. So I'm gonna go with. Yeah, we'll just say Lucy. It's another controversial.
Okay.
outfit. Yeah.
All right. So
Just like side mention MVP, like under the radar.
Naomi.
Hawk was fucking great.
Hawk
Oh,
was easy.
man.
Oh yeah,
He was
yeah.
For the
Subtle.
legacy
He had a real subtle presence. On
Real
this one.
subtle but
Yes.
very strong.
Totally.
I did like Frank Truman, but just not enough from
Yeah.
him, and he
Yeah.
sort of had this backseat feel where Hawk.
Hey, he had
I
a
felt like
lot of work to do, and he.
I think Hawk was really he held it down, but I mean I
Totes.
think Bobby Briggs' character. I've made the joke before. He really did turn it upside down.
He did.
100%.
he
all right.
did, certainly.
Real quick, two more.
Who's your least favorite? New
It
character?
was Audrey.
Oh,
it was Audrey,
okay.
and I honestly can't think of any old character that I
Sure,
just
yeah.
like more than that. And I like her in the original series just
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
Favorite quote, Casey. Oh my God! Well,
you know what it's going to be?
I
Yep.
wasn't prepared for this.
This is the water, and this is the well. Drink full and descend. The horse is the white of the eyes and dark within.
Man,
Who
Fella.
said that?
that's tight.
Got a light, man.
Yeah, I got it. Like that.
The Woodsman. They have a name.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
right. I
tight.
forgot about it.
He had the sickest walk too.
Yeah.
His gait.
Got a light.
Kevin and Jordan, are you too stumped? Because I have one.
No, I actually do have one.
You guys go ahead.
Because my favorite segment is he dead or is she dead? My favorite line is from Gordon Cole saying, "Well, he's dead."
It's not even a well. He's just he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
So Gordon Cole's a big
was
fan of that
so
segment
funny.
too.
And also, like in the episode 17, he's like, "Not where it counts, buddy."
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a great line as well.
So
was
my
great.
favorite quote, and maybe y'all can debate it with me whether it's really my favorite quote or not, but Hello.
Yeah, that's hard to
Yeah.
beat.
Iconic.
That is fully
Every
iconic.
I haven't been to a casino in years, but now I just want to go and hit the slot machine and go, hello.
Yeah, absolutely. We should do that. We should go to Mystic Lake sometime.
Hell yeah.
Or something. Or One Eye Jack.
The silver Mustang.
Silver Mustang.
No mention of One-Eyed Jacks throughout the show, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so,
Really,
no.
It's kind of
Yeah.
surprising, I guess.
Do you got a quote, Kev?
I feel like Jack Rabbit's Palace was sort
Yeah.
of like a tribute to Kevin.
Yeah, right. I think mine, I think it had to be mostly because of the way it was delivered. I'd never heard anything like it. Damn it, Wilson. How many times have I told you this is what we do in the FBI?
I'm really surprised no one here.
Classic.
Their favorite quote wasn't "Fix your hearts or die."
Oh, that was a good one.
What,
that's
what is
excellent.
that?
Cole says that when he's talking to Denise
To
Bryson.
Denise. I forgot that Denise was on.
Because he was mentioning that when you were going through your transition, becoming a woman, and people were giving you a
yeah.
hard time about it. I told those,
Clown comics.
yeah, to fix their hearts or die.
That was
Excellent. Yeah,
that
that's
was
great.
so tough.
Quote.
So, final question from me, fellas.
Yeah.
It's coming all to an end. What character, old and new, did you want more of?
Oh, that's a great question.
I could have used a little bit more gotta like guy.
Oh, dear. Well, okay.
Just a little
That's
bit.
fair. He was
Yeah,
only in it for a
absolutely.
little bit.
Yeah.
That one episode, pretty much. The Woodsman.
What could I have used more of? It's a pretty standard gripe. I would have liked a little bit more Cooper.
Yeah.
Fair.
Dale
Absolutely.
Cooper.
Just a little bit more. I mean, I loved the brain dead Cooper, Dougie guy, whatever, but
The tension leading up to him snapping out of it was really good.
oh,
though.
it was incredible. Yeah.
I think I would have liked more Wally.
You really
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Would have liked more Fusco Boys. I was
Okay.
They would have been great
Yeah,
if they
you
were a
liked
part of
that?
it. Just a little.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I could have gone with more Mitch and Bros.
Yeah.
Mitch and Bros.
At first, Kevin and I were talking about this last week. I didn't really care for them at first. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
they're
Yeah.
kind of
They
slouch.
really won us over.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Boy, did they ever.
They take care of their own, like you said.
They were I almost voted them my favorite new. It was
Right,
it was
yeah,
three-way
they're good.
tie between Janie E, True Man, and Mitch
And they
Brothers.
absolutely count as one.
Oh, for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Just like the
They're- it's a
Fusco.
package deal
Definitely.
over there.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
dude.
I don't. Do you guys have other things that you want to do?
I'm
Okay.
all out. I'm done.
So here's a question regarding the show and Twin Peaks as a whole.
Yes.
Play my favorite segment. Is it dead?
It's
Twin
dead.
Peaks
100%.
dead? You think
it's
so?
dead. No doubt.
Ooh.
Is it dead?
Well, we had the book coming out on Halloween of
segment.
all
There's.
days.
I did not know there's a book
Final,
coming
the
out.
final dossier,
Wow,
Mark
okay.
Frost. A little underrated. I don't think he gets enough appreciation, by the way. 'Cause I think
Exactly.
his writing.
Never heard of Mark Frost.
Froth is just great. Yeah. Let's not.
I think Froth reels in Launch a little bit sometimes.
yeah.
but I think it's dead.
You think it's dead?
I think it's dead. I think if they do anything, it won't be a long season like this. It might be like a maybe straight to Netflix deal where it's 4 episodes at most.
What do you think, Kev?
I think it's dead.
You think so?
And I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Can't call a book the final dossier and
Right,
just
yeah.
keep going. can
True.
ya?
Yeah. It's
I think it's dead as well. I
Yeah?
mean, I would love to see like a movie, like a 2-hour movie that's played only at like your local like cinema. You know, not at like an AMC or anything like that. It's
No,
played
no,
at, like,
no,
your-
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. Like that's
I
not
think-
coming out.
I think
That's
Launch,
just not coming out.
if anything, he would make a movie and he would play it only on iPhones.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Or your,
Totally.
like Game Boy Colors or something.
What'd you guys want to eat?
It's not even
say that
close.
like I can
It's
think of
not
something.
even close for me.
Finger. Oh, wait, what?
The usual.
What?
Kettle chips?
No, Bobby Briggs. He goes in the double R and he gets the usual.
Oh,
It looks
wait.
like a plate of spaghetti.
He does that in. Are we talking the whole season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know.
No, you're right. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. The usual. Okay.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah.
Case.
The usual. I would like to eat cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
Yep, cherry
Fair
pie with my man Coop.
Oh God.
I mean, if we're going all, were you asking more about the entire legacy of Twin Peaks?
No, I think
No,
he
it was
asking
just this.
Okay,
this
yeah,
season,
Bobby
yeah.
Briggs the usual.
All right, tight.
Oh, gosh.
What looked like spaghetti.
Right, yeah. I don't do. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be either those finger sandwiches, or the I'll do finger sandwiches.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
that's a good
call.
answer.
Good call. Mine's got to be that fucking chocolate cake. That
Dougie,
was-
yeah.
Oh,
that's the one for me.
ooh, or the sandwich that Janie E makes him. That thing looks
Yeah, that
healthy.
looks legit.
Those look
Looks
good,
hearty.
and look how fat those sandwiches were that they got from the Double R.
That's
Go
what I was
when
gonna
they were
get.
going
Yes.
to Jack Rabbit's
Yes.
Palace.
Yeah.
Damn, those look
Elite.
huge.
Damn.
And they were in the wrap, but they still looked huge and awesome. I think this is it, guys.
That's it,
Can
guys.
we,
We're-
can we get out of the lodge?
We can get out. Let's go back to the
curtain
double
call.
R so we can
Okay.
wrap this thing up
Cool.
properly. We are damn near over 2 hours.
Wow.
At this point.
Oh dear
I
Lord.
kind of thought it would be.
But this, I mean, it deserved a thorough combing through.
thorough.
A
Yeah.
thorough combing through.
Yes.
But this is it. I want to thank you guys for doing this whole thing.
I'm a bit emotional right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed this.
Been a lot of fun.
unawares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Casey, for
Big shouts.
for you
Editing
doing everything
and
that you did.
recording.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, let's just put that on the record for all those listening. Casey is the man behind this. We're in his basement. Oh,
This
no,
booth is-
sorry. We're at his booth, his favorite booth.
Reserved solely for Casey.
It's reserved solely for Casey.
It's actually
'cause
been
of-
in the basement of the Double R this whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's ordered so many goddamn rotisserie chickens that he's single-handedly keeping this place
People
afloat.
go to the Double R, they say, "Give me the Casey," and they bring out 3 rotisseries.
But it's his gear, it's his brainchild, everything. So.
Well, I appreciate you two even giving me the text. I think initially I was just going to be a guest on the show.
All right.
Yeah, Casey gave me a text saying, "Hey, do you want to be a guest on our podcast sometime?" Then I just, of course, typical Noah fashion, infiltrated to be on every episode pretty much. I think 1 week, you and Jordan and I were gone looking for the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And a shout out to all 3 of you guys for me.
Yeah,
for letting
man.
me come on.
Hell yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was
Good
nice
time.
to have such a quality guy filling the shoes while I was in the zone.
Filling the shoes of another quality guy.
Casey's the constant here.
I'm the constant.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like the Howard Stern of the Booth Boys. They're the Booth Boys.
Thanks, dude.
The booth.
Thanks,
boys.
man.
Yeah.
Well, should we go out reciting the Gotta Light poem
Let's do it
together?
all together.
Through the
Everybody know?
darkness
I
of
don't know
futures past.
Not that one, Gotta
Oh,
Light poem.
I forgot to talk about the white horses that showed up and the meanings and all that stuff, but that's all right.
We'll do that on,
We may have to do
Here's
like,
another question.
We'll have a bonus
This
set.
podcast, is it dead?
Hey, if
God.
enough people write
Is
us
it
in,
dead?
we'll have to do another episode.
If
to
you
talk
write
about
us in,
Mail
everyone.
in the Percolator.
live at
We're
the
gonna have to.
rr@gmail.com.
Yes.
Do
Live
you
at the
want us to
RR.
have another episode?
Let us know.
Let us know. And, we're going to be sitting with this last season for a good while. so
I
maybe
really
it's
am
worth
trying
revisiting.
I really want to get those Cactus Blossom boys here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tried. I reached out, and
Let's
they're
do a
just
bonus
busy
up with them.
touring guys. And
Yep.
but hopefully I can do it.
We will make
Get them in.
Yes. All right, ready?
Yeah.
This is the water. And,
And
this is the well. Drink
full
full and descend.
Descend.
The
The
horse is the white of the eyes, and
and
the
the
dark
dark
within.
within.
Bye.